Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Carolina Panthers fans by Carolina Panthers fans. That's right. If you would like to be a part of the discussion that we're going to have today, you can join by clicking on the link that I have pinned to the top of the YouTube chat and the Facebook chat. Join the Streamyard. This is your show to be a part of. We appreciate every single one of you spending your Friday nights at 7 p.m. every Friday here with the boys talking Panther football. Training camp is underway. We have had padded practices. And boys, we all know there's a lot to discuss as always. You already know the C3 Legion, the Friday free-for-all faithful. My boys, you already know I'm in love them. Let's jump into it. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, how the hell are you, buddy?
I'm all right, folks. You know what? FanFest was yesterday, and not counting a few clips here and there, I didn't see jack shit of it. But that doesn't tell me I'm still not a Panther fan. Are the Panthers going to win the Super Bowl this year? Only on Madden. But I'm still a proud Panther fan.
Never say never.
And if you ain't, you suck.
That's right. Hey, man, the last time the Panthers had a big-time fight at training camp, I don't know, that season turned out pretty good. So maybe that's a good thing. It's a good omen of things to come. Hey, let us hope. Let us hope. But you know what? If we're going to be hoping, then it works to have the most optimistic Panther fan maybe ever. We call him the brand ambassador. You know him and love him. It's Diesel Skills. Diz, what's up, brother?
What is going on, Cody? Glad to be here with my C3 brethren once again on a Friday evening. And I am optimistic. I'm optimistic about improvement with the Panthers. Now, I've seen a lot of fans, a lot of well-renowned fans for the Panthers, taxing themselves because they are coming to the realization that this Panthers team just isn't going to make the playoffs this year. And if they do, it'll be a bit of an overachievement. I think we can all at least agree on that. Do not tax yourself about this Panthers team this season. We got to give it some time. Dave Canales himself has come out and said this roster isn't ready. But that man, what he is doing, he is pushing each and every one of these players. Iron sharpens iron, as he says, to do their best, their very best, each and every day on the practice field to make each other better. Because why? Because they're not there yet. We don't have enough talent, but we may have enough will and determination. Let's go, Cody. Come one, come all. Let your voice be heard on the Friday Free for All.
Yeah, baby, that's what it is for. Let your voice be heard. Listen, man, I love that Dave Canales is implementing a culture of fighting and finishing. I like that. I like the aggression. I love what we're doing on this team right now. Next up, we have my man. You saw him when we did a live podcast this past Saturday at Resident Culture. It was a great time. We got my man in the building, Mr. Strats. Tell him what's up, dude.
What's up, dude? No, I'm just processing all the weekend. Happy to be here. So I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely happy to have you. Next up, my man Daniel back on the free for all. Daniel, how the heck are you, brother?
How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How you been feeling?
Oh man, to be honest with you, I came mostly here, man. I was at FanFest last night, and
oh, okay. All right, but man, we're gonna love to get your thoughts and opinions here. I don't believe we had anyone go to the FanFest at Clemson, so yeah, gonna love to have your expertise on this. Next up, my man Trigger Smitty is back on the free for all. Happy to have him as always. Trig, what's up, dude?
Yo, C3 fam, y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Doing
man, it's
good,
another
man.
Friday to
Doing
talk
good.
Panther football, so you know I'm all for it. Let's keep it all the way trail on this thing.
Yeah, you already know. And next up, my man every Tuesday night provides the Warsaw update from our Panthers over there in Germany. This man is a super fan of PJ the Walker Wonder. My
There
man,
you go.
John B. Jenkins on the free for all. What's up, John?
Oh man, I am so glad. I am so glad to be on here with you guys. I have been watching since I think probably 2015, and then you joined the show, and then free for all, and then pickle, and I mean everybody. You know, I mean D's. I'd like to suggest a new avatar for our man, for our brand ambassador, D's Ill Skills.
Okay.
I'm gonna start calling him a nickname Optimist Prime. I mean, that guy, he got it, man. He gives it to us and like helps us go. You know, like anyway. I'm happy to be here. I love sharing my love of just obscure football. I mean, I follow the Wrocław Panthers over in Poland, and then there's I follow, like, there's the X League in Japan, the Liga de Football Americano Profesional in Mexico, and then, you know, Canadian football. I love it all. But my main squeeze, my team, ever since, you know, 1995 has always been the Carolina Panthers. So let's go. I'm ready to talk some Carolina Panther football tonight.
Brother,
thanks
we're
for
happy
having me
to
on,
have
y'all.
you, man. Dude, you're a diehard Panther fan and a diehard C3 fan. Bro, this show is made for you, brother. Happy to have you. Hey, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Gentlemen, let's jump into it. We're going to recap some of the stuff that's happened through training camp so far. But as we do so, I want to go around and ask to those of you who have been in the know and been following, and you're all a super fan, so I know that you are, who has been your most impressive receiving target on the Panthers through training camp? Jonathan Mingo has been a big surprise, getting a lot of receptions. Deontay Johnson is looking as advertised. Let's just go around here. Who wants to go first? Who have you been most impressed with as a receiving weapon thus far? Go ahead, Pickle.
It's Jonathan Mingo. It's definitely Jonathan Mingo. And okay. I may say, and at the end of this past season, there was very few people who tried to tell everybody not to go overboard on these rookies. Take your time. Let them develop. Don't call a guy a bust because he had one bad rookie season. Now we're starting to understand that. And, you know, I just want to say, I told you so. But go ahead. I like Jonathan Mingo, but my thing is, I like Xavier Legette, but I believe Jonathan Mingo is going to start the year as the per se third wide receiver.
Yeah.
And XL will be going out with the second team.
Sure.
But it's not really a surprise. It's because he did have issues with route running in college. Lack thereof. So. And
so listen, I'll say this. You know, I'll go ahead and give my answer. My answer has been Deontay Johnson. I love the separation that this guy gets, and it already feels as though Bryce is learning to target him. I mean, look, say what you will about this play, but Bryce never comes off of Deontay. His head is looking at Deontay the entire time. You might say that's a bad thing, but one, we don't know what the play call was, and number two, I do like the fact that Bryce already has that level of trust set up with Deontay Johnson that he knows on those money downs. I feel like that's who he's probably going to be going towards. He's been very impressive through training camp thus far. I'm really enjoying what Deontay Johnson brings to the field here. Who wants to jump on this next?
I'll go. Just to bring a wrinkle to the conversation. Now, Deontay Johnson, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way he catches for less than 800 yards this year for the Panthers. Without some kind of major breakdown, right? We have two guards injured again. We have a guard and a tackle injured again. And then somehow he doesn't get 800 yards, or Bryce is hurt, or Bryce and Andy are both hurt, or something crazy. That's the only way Deontay Johnson doesn't get 800 yards this year. I think it's got to be north of that. I think if you truly believe Deontay Johnson gets less than 800 yards, you're shooting this Panthers offense. I mean, I really do. I just don't see a world where it is less, first of all. Second of all, Jonathan Mingo has looked fantastic. His presser, he delivered those words to the media this week with nothing but driven focus. He was dead, dialed in on what he's here to do, and that's catch the football and create chemistry with Bryce Young. That you can see it in the eyes of the man as he speaks to the media. He was like a robot program. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to catch these footballs from Bryce Young. I'm telling you, it was insane. He didn't look like that last year. You remember how we made all the hype about Sam Darnold grew the beard? Now, Sam with the beard, he's different. That's Mingo. Mingo with the beard is a different animal. He was hyped up. I'm telling you, he's dialed in and focused. And when we saw him last Saturday, Cody, that man was on fire on that field. And maybe they weren't the cleanest routes, as you pointed out. They were not the cleanest routes, but he was able to find open space in the defense, which he was unable to do last year. Holes in the zone, he didn't recognize that the game is slowing down. He sees it now. He sees the holes in it between the linebackers and the safeties and where to stop and wait for the ball or slow down, wait for Bryce to get it to him. Big change. But who surprised me the most? TMJ.
Yeah.
We wrote him up for dead. I thought he quit this team. I thought he wanted to be traded. I thought he didn't want to be on the Carolina Panthers anymore. I thought he wanted to be somewhere else. But yet he's here. He caught plays last night at FanFest. He's still producing. He's still trying to make this team. He looks better than Jalen Coker. Everybody told me Coker was a lock for this team, and TMJ was done. And that's not what we've seen so far in camp.
Yeah, man, listen, a lot of guys who have been very surprising that we weren't really expecting a lot from. You know, Coker is a name that keeps being mentioned too, but you're right. These Terrace Marshall Jr., especially when we were there watching him, he is that jump ball receiver that we wanted him to be, and that really plays out well with the possibility of Terrace Marshall Jr. and Xavier Legette in this offense, though. I feel like a lot of people would probably say that right now, Jonathan Mingo is probably higher up on the depth chart than Xavier Legette right now. And even though one's a rookie and one's a second year, I feel like most people probably didn't have that on their Mingo bingo, let's just say. But, let me get some more people on here. My man Cole back on the free-for-all. Cole, how are you, brother?
Cody, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, man. How the hell is everybody doing this evening?
Doing wonderful. Cole, who has been your favorite option for Bryce as a receiver through the first couple weeks of training camp here, brother?
It's going to be a name that I have ragged on all season. Do I really say it, Cody? It's Mingo.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
man. That what we were talking about right before I came in. I caught the tail.
Yeah, we were talking about Jonathan Mingo. Yeah, a lot of people
I'm not mad at
Mingo. Yeah, man. Why specifically? Are you just happy that this player that we weren't expecting a lot from is actually doing something, or what is it about him specifically?
It's going to sound kind of dumb, Cody, but it's something that's really important to me, especially with these young players. I think he's finally looking the part. He looks like a competent wide receiver that could potentially make plays going forward. I hope it's just not a training camp thing, because we have been fooled by this kind of stuff before. So we're hoping for the best from him.
Absolutely, man. And real quick, I'm going to play some stuff from the Panthers throughout our time here. And remember, y'all, this is the free-for-all. So if there's anything that y'all want to talk about pertaining to the Carolina Panthers, well, damn it, this is your place to do it, baby. It's a free-for-all. But let's play a little bit of a hype video that the Carolina Panthers put out.
Be able to practice hard.
You know, I like that. So it's real football right now. So I have to talk to people doing some time. You can see what's about it.
We got to have the hitting. We got to have guys spitting up blocks the right way. We got to have the physical nature of our play. Iron sharpens iron. We make us. That's kind of the saying that we use around the building. What is the 2024 Panthers team going to look like? That's what we're after.
Hell yeah, I hadn't seen that.
I love it. Yeah, dude, I love the energy that's being brought to the team by Dave Canales. And let me go to my man Daniel. Daniel, welcome back to the free for all. And you said that you were at FanFest last night. So give me one who's been your favorite receiving
Yeah,
option
yes, sir. Appreciate you.
thus far, and just
What
tell
up,
me
Daniel?
some of your observations from FanFest.
I gotta say, man, I'm gonna go with Deontay Johnson. Just
Okay.
because the simple fact, the one, he's a proven one. They've all pretty much looked good. I mean, I'll give him that. But at the end of the day, our cornerbacks are questionable, and it is training camp. So I'll go with the proven one, which Deontay Johnson is. So I must say I'd go with him.
All right, I like that. So what were some of your takeaways?
But yeah,
from
man,
last night's practice?
train. FanFest was man, it left a lot to be desired. To be honest with you, Cody, I'm originally from Charlotte, and then I moved here to South Carolina because of work, and I'm here in Spartanburg, and they took training camp from us. And to be honest with you, driving an hour and a half to Clemson or driving an hour and a half to the stadium, I would have 110% rather have gone to the stadium.
Okay.
Yesterday it was just it wasn't any good.
Yeah.
It was just like my wife and I were there with my little one. First they let the fireworks go. Well, it was still like daylight as all get out. And then the section where we were at, the fireworks fell on our section. So,
that was your section?
It wasn't good, Cody, to be honest with you.
Oh. Dude, I have the video of that.
It was.
Let me.
Man, it was out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere. Like it just like I guess it malfunctioned or something, and it was like right on our section. The people beside us almost got hit. It was crazy.
All right, so look, in case y'all don't know what Daniel's talking about, so the Carolina Panthers, because there's no more training camp in Spartanburg, they decided to hold FanFest at Memorial Stadium in Death Valley by Clemson Tigers. But one of the fireworks landed in the stands.
Oh my God!
Hell no, Cody. We're about to melt people out here. Are you serious?
Yeah, Dave's throwing drinks. Now he's throwing fireworks.
Man. What's that?
I might would have dove in front of
I was right there where those people were videoing.
When Dave Canales wanted to fire up the fan base, I didn't exactly think that's what he meant.
Oh, you landed it right there.
I mean,
oh man, dude. So I don't know what the hell happened there. And why are they lighting off the fireworks during the day? Like that doesn't. I don't know, man. That don't make no sense. But hey, man,
the team, not the fans.
I mean, it's whoever that they hire.
Crazy. It was crazy, guys. I mean, I don't know, just the whole experience.
They'd be best not to hire them no damn more.
The whole experience was
Cody,
even my wife looked at me. My wife looked at me. She said, "Sucks."
Well, hold on, say it one more time. We'll go Daniel and then D's. Go ahead, Daniel. Daniel, go ahead and say that last thing that you said. Yeah, say that last thing one more time.
I mean, just the whole experience, and like even my wife, she was sitting beside me. She just looked at me. She was like, "This sucks. Like this is bad." Like, and I mean, it was like the whole fan. Not stating that there was hardly any fans there. I mean, and to be honest with you, living here in Spartanburg, I speak to a lot of people, and he pissed off a lot of fans. Like here in South Carolina, they're just not.
Yeah,
they're not happy, and
by taking training camp,
hardly anybody showed up.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would have preferred that it would have been in the
This
stadium.
coming from somebody born and raised in Spartanburg that's been to every training camp since '98.
Yeah. No, I hear you, Trig. I hear you, Trig. Hey, but let me go to you, Trig. What what has been your favorite weapon for Bryce through the start of training camp, and just what have been some of your takeaways thus far?
I mean, to be honest, bro, my favorite weapon is the entire receiving core because we're hearing about more than one guy making plays. It's not just Thielen. It's not just Thielen. It's Johnson. It's Thielen. It's Mingo. It's Terrace. You know what I'm saying? So, but hands down, it's looking like how it should look. Deontay's the guy, like they said he would, but they're not just in press conferences saying he's the guy. He's showing that he's the guy. He's cooking JC, and JC's even in good coverage, but Bryce is just putting the ball in the spot where only, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
my boy can get it. So like, 9 to 5, that's the staple of this country, man. Let's make it the staple of this team, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm liking it. I'm rocking with it. But really impressed with Mingo. Really impressed with Terrence. Johnson, that route running, man, he's getting open. He's catching the ball, so I'm impressed with it. My mom actually, they went to FanFest yesterday. She got like a great money shot. It's Bryce, and he looks like he's having like a conversation. It's Bryce. It's Robert Hunt. It's Miles Sanders.
Okay.
It's Deontay Johnson, and it's Thielen all right there huddled up, and I see it look like Bryce is commanding the huddle, man. That's what I like to see. So my only problem is I heard Clowney kind of wrecked everything yesterday.
Sorry, man. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna drop off right quick. My phone is acting up, so I'll try to.
All right, yeah, no problem, Daniel. Yeah, just come back through whenever you can, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for your input, dude.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. I'll be there.
Yeah, man. Thank you. But Trey, were you finished with your thoughts?
Nah, I was saying my problem yesterday is, man, I heard Clowney kind of wreck the scrimmage, man. Which I understand. Like Moten wasn't playing, and the backup that we got in from Green Bay, he wasn't playing. So essentially, that means I'm guessing we was using our third string right tackle. So you would expect Clowney to wreck that. But my kind of thing is like, yo, move Clowney on Icky, bro. Because who's Icky going to get? Who is Icky? I don't want Clowney going against my third string tackle every day. If he's that dominant like we've been hearing, let Icky get that work, man.
And gross combo. Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron. We got it all over the field, and Icky's probably the guy that needs it the most. So I've been hearing Icky's doing good. He's looking good, but bro, he's blocking Chaseon every day. Caleb Vaughn, Chaseon, and DJ Johnson. No, Clowney, flip sides, bro.
Yeah, we need good on good out here. That's what we really need to see. And hey, before we go any further, if you're a South Carolina fan, nobody cares about your dusty ass school, bro. It would have not been better anywhere near your funky ass school. Quit saying all this dumb shit. Clemson Tigers, we're always up on top of them cocks, bro. You already know.
Always.
Oh,
hey, listen,
wait.
I got something to say.
Cody about as bad as Tony.
I don't often say this, but I'm just gonna say it. I heard the other day, and I tried to Google it. I've tried to look into it. That the Panthers originally, instead of going to Clemson, they wanted to go to South Carolina.
I heard that shit too. But we don't even need to tell that to them Gamecock fans. Make their head even bigger than it already is, bro. Nobody wanted to go.
Well, I mean,
to that
let's
funky
be real.
ass school, and that's the story that we're gonna run with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey, man,
The facilities at Clemson are way better. It's not even close.
They are. They're like state of the art. Anyway, man, let me welcome in my man John B. Jenkins into the show. John, so happy to have you, brother. Let me ask you a question. Who has been your favorite weapon through the first couple weeks of training camp? And I guess it's also a way of asking, who are you most excited about in this offense as a receiver?
Well, so as a receiver, I'm actually the most excited about Isaac. I want to see what he brings to the whole offense and how he uses the wide receivers. I don't know what it is about him, but he reminds me of what I was hoping Joe Brady would be, and hopefully he turns into what I hoped Joe Brady would be for this offense. I really think we are going to focus heavily on the run, but that's going to open up options for all of these wide receivers. And I don't even know how we're going to be able to keep all of them. I mean, even the ones that are the popular names.
Yeah.
I mean, that Coker guy, for one, he was, and here's my obscure football knowledge, was the number one overall draft pick in the UFL. And so he's already got a team to go to. They do this rights draft where they draft guys that are signed on NFL teams. And then, anyway, he was the number one overall pick. So he's not going to make the team anyway. And but I'd love to see Terrace Marshall, or Terrace or Terrace. What
Terrace.
Terrace.
Yeah, I had to learn it the hard way after calling him Terrence for the first year and a half that we drafted him. But yeah, Terrace, like a terrace outside your window.
Well, he's always had so much potential, and I really think that Xavier's bringing a lot of leadership. Even as a rookie, he's just got this work ethic that just exudes leadership. Like, there's some guys you work with, and you're like, that dude is a hard worker, and that's what Legette's got. And I think that's why we're seeing more out of Mingo, and possibly why we're seeing more out of Marshall. These guys who are, I don't know if they're actually older than him, but like they've been in the league longer. I feel like they're not that alpha male that Legette is, but they're very talented. They're not the number one, but they're definitely a good number two, number three. And Johnson and Thielen, I heard somebody say recently they're a 1-year rental, and that's a great way of looking at them. And I really hope they do great. And then I really hope we have 3 awesome receivers that we can bring up. Because is this Marshall's contract year, or is it next year?
It's this year.
Yeah,
it's this year. Okay, well maybe he shines out and we can trade him or something. And I mean, 'cause we've got so many receivers, we're not going to be able to keep all of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to see how the receivers fit into this offense with the running game approach. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And it also depends on like who continues to impress. So for example, we've been talking a ton about Jonathan Mingo, and one of the things that came out is that Jonathan Mingo has been training with our very own Steve Smith. And I like this, man, because we all know Steve Smith gave that endorsement of Jonathan Mingo on the night he was drafted. He told the Panthers, hey, that's the guy, right? So he's sort of taken him under his wing and has been helping to train Jonathan Mingo. This is from the clubhouse with Kyle Bailey.
Like, we don't talk about what he went through last year and how we should be saying things like, well, hey, Jonathan can be better in a better system and, overall better atmosphere. How much did you get to see, and how much more do you think we'll see from Jonathan in year 2?
Well, I was working Saturday. I was in Atlanta and then Green Bay. Yeah. But can I tell you, I don't need to watch film on Jonathan Mingo the way y'all watching it. Me and Jonathan put some work in this offseason. Oh. So he was getting some work in with me at, 7 o'clock in the morning outside at the end of the week after he was already working. We were doing a lot of work together. So this is not high on the guy. This is Steve Smith and Jonathan Mingo are joined at the hip that he calls me, I call him. When I see something or he has a question, there's open line of communication, man. It's Batman and Robin talking and trying to figure out how can we corral
Batman Joker, and Robin trying to corral them out here, bro. I mean, listen, I love that. Like I said, I like the fact that this is somebody that Steve Smith took under his wing, to actually help him be the best version after giving that endorsement to go and get him. I love it, man. And remember, like a lot of the things that we said about Xavier Legette and that we have been saying about Xavier Legette are the same things that we said about Jonathan Mingo. Like people were comparing him. Yeah, hard worker, strong.
He's just quiet. He's just a quiet guy. Yeah. And that's perfect pairing with Smitty because bring out that dog in him,
Absolutely, man. And I really do think that that's paying dividends so far. Who am I not? Strats. Let me get my brother Strats in on the convo. Who has been your favorite target thus far through training camp? And kind of the same thing I asked John, like, who is the player that you're most excited for at the receiver position?
I don't know who I'm most excited for. I think Mingo has probably looked most improved. And I'd probably say what? Someone didn't like that take, that Mingo looked most improved.
I don't know.
That why you keep muting me, Cody?
Mingo was my answer. You're cool.
I'm trying to give you your intro, bro. Then I'm gonna let you spit.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're all good. But no, go ahead, Scott. Continue your point.
But
Also,
Xavier,
you have a lot of background noise, so that's also why I mute you.
I do.
C-Dog.
Oh.
If you have background volume, mute your microphone, please, while you're not speaking. That goes to anyone and everyone. All right, go ahead, Stretch.
And then I think Xavier Leggett, whoever was just making that point about the leadership qualities, and I think that kind of hits home there. I don't know. It looks like I'll say this. It's not a bad problem to think, oh man, we have too many wide receivers that all look promising. That's not a bad thing. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, man.
Yo, can I add this? Oh no, you got somebody else to go. My bad.
But yeah, and then I'll let you go right after C-Dog. And first, we got a C3 bomb from the Cheshire Cat. Says, Cody, give me the Carolina Panthers top 5 receivers. Man, that's a tough question, and that's sort of what we've been talking about. Like, who is going to be the odd man out when it comes time to cut down this roster? I think that's a great question too. A lot of people.
We keeping 6.
Yeah, and that's another point too. Maybe they do. Maybe they do keep 6. Hey, real quick, let me go to my man C-Dog 1983 TV back on the free for all. C-Dog, what's up, brother? Unmute your microphone, brother.
Yeah, I just want to say hey to everybody, and whenever you come in here, man, make sure you like and subscribe to this great content.
Yes, sir.
You know, the C3 Podcast is the longest running Panther podcast on YouTube and everything.
That's it, man.
You know.
Happy to have you, brother. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. But really, man, I hope everybody have a great day today. I hope everybody have a great weekend. You know,
thank you.
Everybody should get prepared. Get prepared for this upcoming season. I'm not gonna say anything negative, you know, for all the bright sexuals out there. You know, but I'm just ready for the season to start, man. Because some people need to come back to reality. Coming back to reality moment. Like we didn't win 2 games last year. That's all I'm gonna say. No.
Okay. Hey man, hey, he's entitled to his opinion, man. And listen, we have to be better than a 2-win team.
I didn't really say anything bad.
No, you're right. I mean, listen, we have to see this team go out there and prove it. But hey, let me ask y'all real quick, man. Who is y'all's your top 5 wide receivers? Do you think that they'll carry 6? And as of right now, who are going to be the receivers that you're keeping on the offense?
Honestly, I'm keeping Deontay Johnson.
All right.
Thielen, Mingo, Leggett, ISM.
Oh my God!
I would keep Coco over Terrace, personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to keep Terrace over Coker.
Okay. Let's no, that's a great list. I mean, Terrace Marshall Jr. I would love if we could finally turn him into a good receiver, because then it's like all of a sudden the Panthers have a bunch of weapons. You know what I mean? Like we have a ton of weapons that can go out there and do some damage. I'll go to Pickle and then John. Go ahead, Pick.
Mine's Dante Johnson, Xavier Leggett, Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo, Amir Smith-Marset, and Coker. I believe they trade Terrence Marshall. Just because Terrence Marshall's on the last year of his deal. Reality is we're not going to re-sign him with the depth. I think that there's the clue. They keep bringing in wide receivers. They keep bringing in young wide receivers. Devin Carter, Trevin Robinson, Devin Tompkins, a guy that Canales had last year. They keep
He's got
bringing
a
guys
fact.
like that in. So I just feel that Terrence has played really good this year or this offseason, but I think either they trade him or they let him walk because Jalen Coker's got a 3-year deal and Terrence Marshall's on the last year of his deal. That don't really matter a lot to undrafted free agent, but if they cut Jalen Coker, they're taking a risk of him making it through the waiver wire, and Terrence Marshall's been up for trade now since last year, and nobody wants him. So, anyway, that's just my opinion. That's just
I mean that's a great point. I mean, if the Panthers are able to get some kind of trade bait out of any of these guys, depending on what we might need in the future, you want to do that. And especially Dan Morgan being a brand new GM, that guy wants picks, and he was able to get back a 2nd-round pick next year that he didn't have.
Right.
So that's a great point.
Real quick, Cody, let me throw this out there too, because I got to be fair. ISM is on the 1-year deal too, but the difference is he can return punts and kicks, and he's been impressive so far in camp as a wide receiver. So,
let me add this in too, quickly.
Yeah.
Let me add this in. ISM is on record of saying he wants to be here long term.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
on record of saying that.
And by the way, I love.
But
go ahead.
Something
got Dan bought in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I love the explosive nature to his game, man. Like he is fast, he's athletic. He was making plays for the Kansas City Chiefs when they had him. So, I really like that dude as an explosive weapon. They can use him on those jet sweeps, all those pre-snap motions. I think that he would be really good at that as well. Look at Adam Thielen trying to get fresh out here, dog. Nah, you better chill, Adam. Nah, Adam. Nah, Adam.
Looking clean out there, Adam.
Nah, Adam. Nah, we ain't doing that shit, Adam. Anyway, Cole, give me your top 5 receivers, or but I mean, really, how many do you think that will keep him? What are the ones? No, but I actually did say John first. Pardon me. That's
that's fine, man.
No, you go ahead, John. I'll talk about
my friend, your mistake.
Right. No, he was reading the comments. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna correct the issue.
Okay. He's chatting. Go ahead, John.
Okay, so anyway, I was thinking, obviously Thielen, Johnson, Smith, Liggett, and Mingo. And it comes down to Marshall and Coker, and obviously they know what they've got in Coker. I really hope that they can keep that guy. We'll know if we see a lot of Marshall in the preseason. Which, how much of the preseason do we even have anymore? Is it still 3 games or is it 2?
Yeah, I believe it's at 3 games.
Okay. If we see a lot of Marshall and he does well, then I don't know. It's probably if we see a lot of Marshall, he does well, he's gone. If we see a lot of Marshall and he doesn't do well, then he's gone. So maybe it is Coker because he's the most sought after undrafted free agent. I mean, didn't we sign him to some big, undrafted free agent deal? Other teams want him, like other leagues want him.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we keep him because Canales seems to really want to do things differently, and so does Morgan. Like maybe they see how to do things in a more unique way, and we finally keep that Demir Bird or the Eugene Baker or the whatever 6th or 7th wide receiver that we all like that never makes the team. Maybe he finally makes it.
Yeah. Dude, and you know what, man? Like, I feel like any of these lists that we're putting out, like, any of them are good. Like, if you have a list where Coker makes it and Marshall doesn't, that's a good list. There might be a one where, ISM makes it and Coker doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a lot of different scenarios that they could end up going with here. I think that's why it's such a good conversation to have. Colby, jump in on this, man. Who do you think are going to be the receivers that we end up holding on to?
I think it's going to be, of course, you got Johnson and Thielen at 1 and 2. And then 3 is interesting for me. I'm probably going to say it's Mingo right now, even though I want to say leak it. So there's 3 and 4. 5. I want to. Can you just disregard ISM from this conversation and give them a special team slot? Because there's so many ways you could really give this answer. I'm going to count.
Yeah, maybe, and that is something that we need to add to the conversation too. The kick return.
I can change it.
Yeah, especially with there being a new kickoff. That really, you're going to have that type of guy. And you're right. I do think ISM, out of all of our receivers, he probably fits that bill the best. So that is a good point.
And then you got to give me Marshall too. So, we got a lot of receivers. We might tote 6 or 5. Y'all are right there on it. That could go either way with those.
No, but I hear you, Cole. But you're still keeping 7 wide receivers in that logistics because ISM said he wants to be here, but he wants to play wide receiver. If all you're going to let him play is kick and punt returner, he ain't staying here long.
Well, hey, yeah, if you didn't tell me that was the case, then I got some news for him.
Yeah, exactly. And he has looked good when they're giving him an opportunity for a wide receiver. But I just think they have a plan. Personally, I think they have a plan, and they're not pivoting us to it because there's a reason they keep bringing all these guys in.
I understand that.
Maybe they have an idea of some folks they're hoping to sneak on the practice squad. And while I'll take this chance real quick, folks, if you claim somebody on the waiver wire and the Panthers do have their first one, they automatically go to your 53-man roster. So calculate this. If you see somebody that gets cut from another team and you say, oh, we got to have that person, then you got to find somebody on that 53 that you have to cut, add that person to there. You can't claim a guy on waivers to go to your practice squad. That's not how that works.
Are we still number 1? Like none of that shit started yet.
Yeah,
right?
we'll be number 1
we're
till
number
about
1,
week 4. So we'll be number 1 till about week 4 or 5.
Well, you better watch out for a wide receiver that might get cut elsewhere then, and I hadn't thought about that whatsoever. I don't know who that could be. You might get a surprise cut and steal somebody. If you really
bring somebody in on that waiver wire, it's gonna be like a corner or a DN. I think they're gonna really look at that.
That would be the smart thing to do, yes, sir.
Because I think we kind of set with wide receiver kind of right now for what we got. Yeah. And something nobody's talking about, y'all cannot leave out Dave's guys that know his system.
I don't want to, but you're right.
David
Moore and Tompkins.
Hey,
they were brought here for a reason.
Yeah. Let me get Diesel skills on this. Deez, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like what Pickle was saying about ISM making the roster as a returner. Given the Sam Franklin injury and him being out for a few weeks, being our special teams ace, Pickle, I feel like that frees up a spot on the 53-man for ISM. But I don't see him in the top 6 wide receivers to what Trigger was talking about. So Deontay Johnson, of course, number 1. Xavier Legette's number 2 for now. Interchange that with Mingo possibly. Our slot is Adam Thielen. And then number 5, I think TMJ right now as far as production and what we've seen so far this year. And then that 6th slot, just like Trigger was saying, David Moore. Because even at the Saturday practice back together again, me and Cody saw David Moore catch multiple touchdowns winning jump balls in the end zone over some of these defensive backs for the Panthers. So I think Brad Idzik may have a different plan than Dan Morgan for this wide receiving core, and I think David Moore sneaks on there. Good point by Trigger.
Yeah, man, dude, you've been listen.
But who do you cut though?
Deez has been one of the heaviest on David Moore, and then you really saw what he has the ability to do when we saw him live in person at Back Together Saturday, man.
Yeah, I was curious to see who they cut. And let's also remember, making the 53 is different than making the active roster on game day. Because generally they only keep 4 wide receivers active. That is including a kick returner.
Well, how many times has Terrace Marshall Jr. been a healthy scratch?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like those are the things that we have to see them
right.
continue to improve upon. Like we need him to be
right.
healthy and ready to go. Also, I like this question by not a question, statement by Christian Butler. It says Dylan wants to build up his trade value in the near future. He doesn't want to remain here, so we're gonna see him ball out this year because she thinks that he wants to go somewhere else, and he sort of has said those things maybe, but I do think that he is gonna go out there and play like a man possessed, hopefully, because that's really what we need right now.
Cody, can I tell you a little something? I don't believe Adam. I believe Adam Field, and I believe he's going to be traded before the season's over.
Oh, before the season's even over.
Before the season's over, if the other wide receivers produce correctly or show out.
There's an easy solution to this, right?
Go ahead, Chats.
What you could do, and it's kind of been done before, but what I would do is you say you have 53 spots, yes?
Yes.
Some percentage of that goes to defense and some percentage goes to offense. And then go through the defensive roster and be like, okay, anyone we drafted in the first blah, blah, blah rounds this year, I don't even know if we did drafts. I can't remember the whole draft now. But my point is you can go through it and you can be like 100% this dude's not leaving, 100% this person's not leaving, 100% this person. And then you do the same thing for the offense. And then you get like, I don't know what you probably would have left over is like 20 roster spots or something, maybe 15. And then you just kind of go top to bottom on the rest of, you know what I mean? It's like process of elimination. Like you really could honestly get this pretty accurate to what probably ends up happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that's what I do. I do like 22 on offense, 22 on defense. That's 44. Because you're going to have a first team and a second team. And you can pretty much see who's going to be that if you're going to practice. So.
Right. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. And then like after you get your 44, you only have like what, 9 slots left?
Right.
But you also gotta consider punter, kicker. So that's gonna leave you with
special
7
teams. Right.
Yeah, that's gonna leave you with 7. So I mean, as far as the receivers go, I think we keep 6, but I think only the top 4 are solidified. I think you legit have like 4 or 5 guys fighting for those last 2 slots. They brought in Devin Tompkins for a reason. They say he knows the scheme. He came in like he's been there the whole camp, catching game winners on the last play. You got Devin Tompkins, you got David Moore, you got ISM, you got Terrace Marshall, and you got Coker. I think you got all 5 of those guys fighting for 2 slots. And whoever just mentioned Isaac, I think that's who it's going to come down to. Who does Isaac want in that scheme? But also you got to look at it might be a high chance that David Moore and Tompkins clear waivers. So you might go ahead and cut them, thinking that you can get them back on the practice squad.
Yeah,
I think
with
that's
that
fair.
legal issue. I'm sorry, with that legal issue he went through, he made clear waivers easier than somebody else does.
Wait, what legal issue? Who are we talking?
Devin Tompkins.
Oh, Devin Tompkins. Oh.
So David Moore might clear waivers.
That is
well, like Mingo, we brought up. Sorry, Cody, I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know if anyone brought up Mingo as a possible cut, but like we're not gonna do that. They're not gonna invest.
No.
Like, do you know the resources that were invested to get a draft pick like that, and then to sit around and after last year's turmoil, to be like, no, we're gonna let him go. Like that's not gonna happen. It's not realistic. It's just not gonna happen. So we can take that off the fucking list. There's obvious ones you can take off the list, and then you can kind of narrow it down. And I think you're right. I don't know if it comes down to 2 spots or 6 spots or 12 spots. Probably not 12. It'll probably be somewhere between the neighborhood of like 2 to 7 spots that are questionable, And from there, it's like, that's why. Do you remember what what Canales said about the kickers and how he wanted to keep them on as long as possible to make the decision the last month. I think that applies for every single, because it's data. It's data, and why would you want to shoot yourself in the foot early on? I bet you pickle. What is it? That's 20 something. That whatever the last day is to provide your 53-man roster. Don't hold your breath. Waiting around to see them release it before then. They're gonna wait to the last possible second, I would guess, and make the decisions then. But some of these are just so obvious. I just don't see them moving around that much.
Right. So sometimes they'll do them early, but you find out more before the team makes the statement. You found out by an agent, or you find out that a player makes a statement to somebody and it just leaks to the media and things like that. Because the cuts don't all happen all at once. They're not all sent a massive text or whatever saying you're released. They bring them in, they talk with them, and they let them go. So they basically pat him on his back and say, "You're doing a good job, but we're going to let you go."
True, but I was just saying they're going to wait as long as
after the first preseason games.
Right. Well, yeah. Most of the times they do wait, but for example, they'll probably have all of it done probably before the Sunday or the Saturday. So that way, because that way that gives them a full week to get brewed up and ready for the first season game.
It would almost be advantageous if you could view into the mind of Canales, of Idzik, IDZIK, correct? IDZIK?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you peer into their mind of what they're trying to put on show-wise, perform, then you can get a depiction of. And if I swear to God, I've heard all of you say run game. So allow slotted spots for perhaps more than one running back slot style or whatever.
I said it before. I think they keep 4 running backs. I really do. I don't see that there's.
We don't have to spend a long time on it, but now that Rashad Penny has retired, who is that a good thing for? What running back on the roster?
Cody?
Yeah,
Black here.
Because it's still on the wide receiver topic. So what I think they're doing is in the offseason. You know what? I actually heard him say this. This is so funny. Now it's coming kind of full circle. Do you remember we were talking in, I think, Spaces just a few weeks ago, and I was mentioning FIFA used to have chemistry stat, or it still does. It's not like it went away. But what I think they're doing with the wide receiver room is I think they're going off maybe those last few spots toward chemistry. And so that's why we might have seen all these different types of wide receivers in there to see who has the best type of chemistry with not just Bryce, but with the team. And I think that's why why we saw so many wide receivers kind of in there to kind of feel out the chemistry, what works best, filling out those last few spots. And then that carries on to the run game because we're obviously emphasizing that. So, all right, I'll leave it at that. That was all I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I think with Dave wanting to use as much time as possible to evaluate the team, that's going to help him really decide okay, these are the guys that have really shown out this entire time, that have proven themselves to be the type of receivers that we want. Yeah, I like that. I'm into that. But so we also said, y'all, that Blackshear, y'all think is probably getting the best opportunity out of this now that Rashad Penny has retired. Do we all pretty much agree on that one, or is
he's the third running back, right?
Yeah, I personally, I believe they already know. I believe they've already decided that it's going to be Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders, and Blackshear.
Oh God, Sanders
and Jonathan Brooks will be on the 53-man roster because if not, if he stays where he's at once the season starts, he's automatically goes to injured reserve, and he's out for at least 4 weeks.
He's on that day one roster.
Yeah.
Pickle, you're right.
Exactly. So, and I think the other three, like Mike Boone, Jaden Sheridan, and Dylan Johnson, are actually vying for a practice squad. That's what I think. Now, Mike Boone, Canales did mention him to take over special teams, but I don't think he gets that. I just don't. But I did hear the other day, and I have to admit this, that I heard that Blackshear and Mike Boone were actually the ones lining up doing a lot of the kick returns. Now, if that's the fact, I can see a world where Emir Smith-Marset is bounced for a wide receiver.
Well, you got to throw this in. You got to throw this in too, Pickle. Yeah. ISM has consistently been the starting punt returner when they run special teams too. He's the first guy.
You're right. You're right. But that's what I was saying earlier, though, that Blackshear has been penciled in. Blackshear's done penciled punt returns too, and I like ISM. I really want him to make the roster. But if they're trying a bunch of different people at punt return and at kick return rather, he's not your guy that you're trying a lot at kick return. Either, I mean, Again, ISN's on a one-year deal, and like I said before, I believe the Panthers. I believe they have a plan they're working on for the wide receivers, and it's going to affect kick returns. The kick returns are going to affect Emir Smith-Marset and Blackshear together. I mean, if you take a guy like Mike Boone, I'll just throw that name out there because I said it already. Oh, you take Devin Tompkins. If Devin Tompkins takes out this preseason and gets a touchdown and ISM don't, they may opt to go with Devin Tompkins instead of ISM. Or if Blackshear gets a touchdown and Boone gets a good yardage, then they may opt to go with them too instead of ISM. And it gets all complicated after that.
Hey, by the way, this is sort of off topic, but did y'all hear about Deontay Foreman yesterday and what happened to him?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, Deontay Foreman. So he's with the Cleveland Browns now, and apparently he took a blow to the back of the head, and he was airlifted to a hospital in Virginia.
He's good now.
I can check out the same day, though.
I was about to say he got released pretty quick. That's a good thing. And he
man, I'm happy
to
that
feel
he's
his lower
healthy.
extremities. Yeah, he's
man,
healthy.
dude, I'm still one of those dudes that's like, why the hell did we let that guy go?
Thank you. If you want to,
you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't know. Like he went to the Bears.
Power back.
Yeah.
Not only that, but then
that shit worked great for us.
Sorry, Cody. I did.
He went to the Bears. He went to the Bears for like a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Like we
and got his revenge against us on Thursday night in front of the whole nation.
But you know what I would?
They always do, man. They always do.
What I would love to see less of on the internet is when a player leaves this team. I feel like it's a very low percentage, but I do see these posts by people that are like, I don't know, straight up evil, like wishing them fucking negativity, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, no, that's not.
Yeah, that's always been pretty lame to me. Yeah, I don't ever wish anybody to get hurt. Like, if anything, I wish everybody to be healthy so that way we can go and fucking beat them at their best. Like, I'm going to the home opener this year. And now they're saying Justin Herbert isn't going to play. Now, for the team, that's probably better, but I kind of wanted to see that dude fucking play ball. Easton Stick, I believe. I'm not even sure. Hey, man,
sounds like a UFL quarterback.
Yeah, right. Hey, man, before we go any further, man, let me welcome in my bro from the Black Cat Panther Podcast, my man Poppin, back on the show. What up, Pop?
What's going on, C3?
Chilling, dog. How you been, bro? How you living?
I'm doing good. I'm a volunteer spokesman for ISM.
Oh,
No. I'm going to say that he is more valuable than a Blackshear or any of those
Yes.
other guys that they brought in, because one thing that he does bring to the table that those guys don't necessarily do, they don't run routes, and he does, and he does kick return and punt return. So I think it's Blackshear that's probably 9 times out.
Before ISM is,
I agree with that. I agree with that, especially since we've heard more about
think about
Sanders
it.
actually doing something.
And he's doing something. I wouldn't have seen him in practice. But let's say we don't really have a lot of stock in TMJ, and I know he's having a good time. But can we say that Terrence Marshall Jr. has not been kind of on the protocol of getting hurt? He's got an injury history.
Yeah, I mean, kind of at this point. I mean, again, the injury history is so wild thing because it's like sometimes people get hurt like a couple of years in a row and then they never get hurt again. And then sometimes you stay healthy forever and then you start getting hurt and you can't stop. So I don't know, but I did want to go back to that kickoff. I'm going to play a video. This is from the Hall of Fame game. This is the first ever kickoff. And now the play itself wasn't great, but by the look of it, I can easily see how this is going to be a play that's going to produce a lot of high level, missing and highlights of dudes just taking it all the way to the house. Like, I can easily see how that would end up happening with a play like this.
Yeah, I was about to step off because I think I'm about to lose signal, but I will definitely stay on for just a minute if I can talk about this kick, because
absolutely,
not
man.
this
Go ahead.
specific kick, but this type of kick, because it's what they use in the ELF. It's what they used in the XFL in 2020. I mean, that's where they originated it. They ended up using it in a couple other leagues, but it really is. And I think this is from a year or so ago when you guys were talking about it on the Tuesday show, but somebody said it's just like it's like a big running play almost. I mean, you've got two lines going up against each other and you're trying to break open a hole for the runner. And on the Rochlaw Panthers, for instance, we've got this guy who is our quarterback, Devin Burrell. And we signed him this year because he did so well in the league last year, returning kicks in this style. And he already has 2 kick returns for a touchdown. And like almost 700 yards. So you can definitely get some really cool plays forming out of this type of kick. And this specifically, what the NFL is doing, is not going to be the exact same thing as the UFL did. They've got some sort of tweak to it, and it might actually make it better. I don't know, but yeah, I'm very interested in this style of kicking.
So far, you're more interested in this than the normal traditional way.
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, just for years, it's just been nothing. I mean, occasionally, and for us Panthers fans, I don't mean to sound like one of those cynical Panther fans, but every single damn time we ran it in for a touchdown, it got called back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember when Ted Ginn got called back.
Well, Bird actually got it in.
Yeah.
And it was a touchdown, and I'm sitting there going, all right, when are they gonna call it back?
Yeah. No, dude, I agree.
It should be more exciting.
Yeah, I'm into it. That play wasn't the best, but dude, the original kickoff was like a guaranteed touchback. It's like you're not like, we know what's gonna happen here. But is there anyone who doesn't like it here on the panel? Like, is there anyone that's like? So, for example, Josh in the chat says that literally looks more dangerous to me.
That's what I was getting ready to say, Cody, because I'm telling you. There's going to be explosive plays where there's going to be points and good field position. But people are getting ready to get their shit absolutely rocked on this because you're getting collisions at 100 miles per hour again. And me as a football fan, I love that. But if they're preaching safety,
now, the NFL changed it a couple years ago because of safety.
Yes.
Then after basically the people started ignoring kickoffs, and the issue got to where the game's not exciting anymore. Now they come up with this different kickoff rule, I don't think they're thinking about safety right now. They're thinking
Absolutely.
about touchdown and points. And they've got so much in the way of rules. They've got so much in the way of rules now. It boggles the mind. I mean, if it actually goes in the end zone, it's a 30-yard. It goes to the 30-yard. If it goes into the end zone and bounces out of bounds, it's a whole new different play.
It goes to the 40.
There are plays.
Yeah, see, I got to learn all that 'cause I have no
rules.
idea what it is.
There is rules.
Hey, y'all cover me for a sec, Pickle and D's. Y'all carry this show for a sec.
There's rules that if a player it is feasible that a kicker or a punter, whatever, kicks the ball out of bounds, he gets a penalty. If you kick it in the end zone, you get a penalty. So
it feels to me like teams there's going to be a point to where these returners get good at doing this, running against this wall, running against this wedge, and the scoring gets a little out of control. And then we're going to see teams take a conservative measure towards it. I believe the ball goes to the 30 if it goes to the back of the end zone. It's the 40 if it goes out of bounds. So I think we'll see
if it's out of bounds. Wow, dude.
Yeah, there's going to be
just learning all this.
or if it's not in the landing zone, it has to be in between the 20 and the goal line.
Holy,
exactly.
It's too much going on with this shit.
Exactly.
It's too
You know
much
how
going on.
they used to coffin kick all the time? The punters did coffin kick to the
coffin corner,
Well,
yeah.
Well, just let it go. If you're a returner, just let it go on through the end zone. You get the ball to 30. In case you're looking upfield and you think you're going to go from a coffin kick in the corner all the way up to the 30, then go ahead and return it. But there was a couple of times last night where the returner really should have let the ball just go through the end zone, and the offense could have started at 30 rather than taking that turn. So some strategy is going to play into this, and these extreme athletes that we have in the NFL, that's going to play into this as well, because these guys are going to get better at these returns. You can tell they're not used to it right now. The returners.
It really adds for a lot more complexity to that part of the game because and think about it, it's going to add eyes to the screen because during those times you get up, you go to the bathroom, so you're not going to see the ads because they're going to be doing the kick. I'm going to go to the bathroom. But if it has a chance to really break free, you're going to sit and wait for that kick, and inevitably you're going to watch the ads, or at least they'll have that screen time and you watch the ads. So
exactly, John, and you know good and well that a couple of guys in the NFL are going to excel at this and be fantastic returners for their teams. They're going to be the best in the league. And what the team's going to counter with, Pickle, is going to kick the ball through the end zone, just give them a shot at the 30 rather than risking them taking this all the way to the house.
Right, and I think at first some teams are going to try the kickers or punters. In Panthers' case, I would actually probably prefer an accurate punter like Johnny Hecker, who's also kicked off in the past, to do it because he's more accurate in his kicks and ball placement. Because some of these, you take that rookie kicker we got, all he's going to do is hit the mother out of it and kick it up between the uprights on a kickoff. And that may be fine, but we're going to take the ball at the 40 or the 30-yard line and try to deal with it that way. But some teams don't have that option.
Now you can go back to having two kickers instead of a kicker, a punter, and a kickoff specialist, which some teams had. We like that one time. Remember that?
Yeah, we did. And I don't like having three kickers. But hey, at the same time, Eddie's more of an accurate ball placement kicker, at least wise on stats he is. So who knows? But that goes back to the kicker conversation because you don't know what kicker they're going to keep to do that. Like I said, in this new kickoff rule, if Johnny could do it, Johnny'd be my kickoff guy.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I want Johnny Hecker to do it. Hey, go ahead.
I would have loved to return one like that.
Yeah. But man, like
when I was playing.
Yeah,
imagine though if ISM ended up becoming like a dynamic returner for us, him or Blackshear, you know, like that's something that
this could
has
do it.
really been, like
you
that's
have
something
to
that's
have
really
two
been missing
returners
from our offense.
You have to have 2 returners out there at all times now, not one.
All right, so then, man,
They
that
have to
actually
be
gives you
legit returners.
that's a
Hey,
good
guys,
little mix.
I really gotta go. I just want to say real quick to everybody. Thanks for having me on. It has been an honor to talk football, talk our Panthers with y'all. So I love y'all.
Dude.
And
Hey, we love
Come
you,
back,
man.
come back.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Come
we
back.
appreciate you.
Hey, before I leave,
yeah,
as always, keep pounding Carolina Panthers, keep pounding Panthers Rochlaw, and keep pounding C3. John B.
keep
Jenkins.
pounding. Appreciate you,
Keep
John,
pounding,
good
bro.
man, dude.
Let's go, John.
Yo, shout out to John.
That's a
man.
cool dude, man.
Dude, John Jenkins is certified the coolest, bro. We love that dude. Pop, let me get you in on this, bro. What do you make about this new kickoff? You think this is good? Do you like this, or is this sort of?
I like it. I mean, now you're going to be looking for specific traits when it comes to your kick returner. You're going to want somebody who's shifty. You're going to want somebody who's quick, and somebody who can get up that field and make people miss. So I like it. I think it's less dangerous than what it was before because nobody can start moving until the actual returner touches the ball.
Right.
And so that's why I think, but that's what was one thing I was saying about ISM because ISM, I believe, did return one last year, and he's pretty fast. And if you can get some open lanes for him, I think he can take it all the way. So I mean, if you get anybody with some 4.2 speed,
I mean, man, he's dynamic, man. I think a lot of these guys on this team could be good in that position, man. Like I said, Blackshear, I think would be good. You know, I even think Coker wouldn't be too bad, man.
I mean,
I don't know, man. It just depends, you know. Go ahead, Stretch.
I was just gonna bring up that I mentioned this when they first changed these rules. That humans tend to do a fascinating thing over time, understanding a system. Eventually, someone will exploit that system. We see it all over the place. You pick up, it doesn't matter. It could be stock market, it could be whatever. Someone's going to figure out a way to exploit this. Yeah. And then there will be patch changes or rule changes in this case that will try to negate that, right? So I said this months ago when these rules first were like established or voted on or whatever. That I can't wait to see who it is that exploits this the most. These are significant rule changes, and you're going to see eventually, maybe, I don't know, 1 to 2, maybe 3 teams that really get it down really well and use this advantageously to put up some points.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see who it is.
Yeah,
I hope, you know what? Go ahead, Cody.
No. I don't want to interrupt you. You're right. There are teams that are going to be better at doing this than others.
Well, and what I would have hoped is a lot of this sounds like I forget how many damn leagues there are, and it gets really confusing, but this is like a copy. It's not a copycat exactly, but it's very similar to the structuring of like, was it the XFL or whatever the fuck it is? You know what I mean?
Now it's the UFL.
See, I can never remember the acronym. They always change it like every 5 years.
Cody, my friend, the UFL and the XFL actually just joined leagues and made the UFL. That's how that.
Okay, that's why that's so confusing.
They just joined leagues, and that's why it's like the AFC and the NFC. But there you got the UFL and I think it's the AFL or something, or the XFL rather, and something else, and when that's why their title is the UFL.
Well, if they were really smart, what they would do is they would bring in consultants from those leagues that have used these rules. And I would hope to some degree they've probably analyzed some of this data to kind of get headway on like how best to exploit this system, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'll leave it at that. Leave it at that.
So by the way, to kind of clarify on what Pickle was saying earlier, listen to this shit, dude. Okay, so any kick that hits in the landing zone must be returned. Any kick that hits in the landing zone and then goes into the end zone must be returned or downed by the receiving team. If downed, then touchback to the 20-yard line. If the kick hits the end zone, stays inbound, returned or downed. If downed, touchback to 30-yard line. So if the ball goes in the end zone, then you have to start. You're gonna start at the 30. That's pretty wild, man. Like that's a lot more than what it normally was.
Yeah, 30 rather than 20 now. Yeah, if it goes into the end zone, that's what I was saying last night with the Bears. We saw a couple kicks they could have fielded in the end zone, and maybe they would have landed there because they caught them real close to the goal line. And the Bears really weren't quite, or at least those guys on the depth chart that were way down there because they weren't playing their best players. The guys way down on the depth chart didn't have the awareness just to back up a couple steps and field it in the end zone. By fielding it in the end zone, like we're seeing here in the rules, they could have started at the 30 rather than taking a chance and running it out. Now, in this example, I think the guy got up to near the 28, so they only lost a couple of yards. It was probably worth the risk. But I think a lot of teams will be doing that because often in the NFL, we see a more conservative approach to the game. Teams don't want to take risk of a fumble, or teams don't want to take risk of getting pinned down deep in their territory. So I think we'll see more of a movement to the teams kicking it and teams starting on a 30-yard line. That's just
for sure. And I failed to make the point works the same. The exploitation works the same the opposite way, and that you'll see people that did not study the rules, and they are going to fuck some shit up, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see that. I hope it's not us, dude. Hope it's not us.
Yeah, go ahead, Trey. Well, let me get Trey again. Go ahead, Trey. Or no, was that Pop? Was that?
Yes, Papa.
My bad, Pop. Go ahead, Pop.
I can throw out a team right now who already has an advantage.
Okay, who's that?
PJ Walker.
The 49ers.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
They got a Xavier Worthy who runs a 4-2-2. 4-2-1.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a minute here. Hold on a minute. Just because they have Xavier Worthy, we looked at. No, I'm gonna refute this stat directly, real quick.
And I'll throw my
last year, the Xavier Leggett and had the fastest. I forget exactly how the stat is read, but he had like the fastest time and like on the field. Do you remember this? Do you know? Does anyone remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I can't quote it directly. I forget exactly.
Was it Miles
We're good.
On that run against Michigan State where he that slant where he took it to the house
in a game.
Yeah, he had like 21 miles an hour in the game.
And Worthy was clocked fastest in the combine that he was clocked fastest, right? So there's no pads, there's no team, there's no football, or maybe there is, but you know what I mean? It's different. I think it's a little different. I think that stat doesn't matter.
No. That matters for Worthy. You run that fast on the field too.
Right.
He runs that fast on the field.
My point is that we have a fast player too. I'm not worried about it.
I get that, but what I'm saying is that it took Xavier Leggett to run a route. He already got a starting running. I'm talking about a guy from 0 to 100. From 0 to 100, he gets 4.21 speed. Like that's fast.
The acceleration is great, but if you can't catch the ball or you fuck that shit up, then it doesn't matter.
One at a time. Let Pop finish his point. Go ahead, Pop.
I mean, it don't matter. One guy's faster than the other. They have them. That's my point. And it's from 0 to 100. That's my whole point. Anybody can drop the ball.
He's got good acceleration. I'll give you that. He's got good acceleration, but I think there's other factors at play, and I think we have the better overall player.
Well, did y'all see that clip online that was going viral from Chiefs training camp?
What he got?
It was one of the defensive backs. Yeah,
Right,
he's like
exactly.
shoving Xavier Worthy around.
Yeah,
But
I
people
think you want to
forget that
press
the
him
dude's
at
only
every
like
snap.
the dude's only 170 pounds,
Oh, you talking
175.
about the pinball play? He looked like a damn pinball bouncing
Yeah,
off.
like dude,
Yeah.
they were deboing his
Yeah,
ass, bro.
yeah. If I'm them, if I'm a team facing him, over that until he can beat it, and he'll learn how to beat it. He'll learn how to beat it, but until he beats it, I'm going to press him every single snap he lines.
That's what I was about to say. I'm jamming
But
the
you
shit
know,
out of his
but
little
if
ass.
I may add to some
but put him in motion.
misconceptions
Hey,
here,
yeah, you better not miss though. But you better not
Just
miss.
put him in motion the whole time.
but like I said, Pop, they'll figure it out. You know that. Andy Reid is the best head coach of this business.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
figure it
Give
out.
him the rock.
He'll figure it out.
No,
If I
that's
may
the truth
say,
right there,
a
man.
lot of people want y'all. The competition committee thought this up, and let me read to you who's in the NFL competition committee, so y'all understand who does this. Rich McKay, the CEO of the Atlanta Falcons. Kate Blackburn, the executive vice president of the Bengals. Chris Gear, the general manager of the Dolphins. Stephen Jones, you know who the Stephen Jones is, the Cowboy. All right, John Mara, the CEO and owner of the Giants. Shane McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. And Sean McVay, the Rams head coach. And Mike Tomlin, the Steelers head coach. That's the NFL competition committee, and they make this rule up, and they've been working on this rule for 2 years. So this isn't just a drop of your hat. These guys make this up. So when everybody screams Mike Tomlin's great, he's part of the NFL competition committee. So let's understand that. So
I think it's going to be interesting
I don't
to
think
see
it was bad.
it is. And hey, they may try it this year, not like it, and go right back the old way.
So
no.
So I wanted to transition to this. This was a cool clip, man. We had some. This is from the Panthers huddle. We had some dudes from the 2015 team back reminiscing about the good old days. Which, bro, next year it's gonna be a whole ass decade since 2015, y'all.
Oh man, don't make it. Oh shit.
A
We're old as
whole
fuck.
ass decade, bro. What are we
I watched
doing?
it. I watched it, and I want to say this. I just want to because it's not being said enough.
Yeah, go ahead. Man.
Everybody that's putting these 2015 reunions, and every time they bring these guys together, they need their butt kicked for not having Cam around.
I know what, dude.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it for the life of me. Like maybe it's bad blood. Maybe it's bad blood between him and Tepper.
I don't think.
I really don't know.
I think that's the point. Cody, you just said it. You don't know. Maybe whether you people like it or not, maybe Cam didn't want to be part of it.
But to
maybe
me, I'm not saying from my perspective. Maybe Cam doesn't want to be there, but I'm saying like for literally any other reason, it's not reason enough. You know what I'm saying? Like
maybe he's highly introverted.
Yeah, probably not. Cam just got shy all of a sudden.
I can't believe that the guys. I can't believe Luke Kuechly and the guys up there would decide to do that if they were cheating Cam not being there. If Cam wanted to be there and they wouldn't let Cam there, I don't think they'd do it.
Oh, I don't think they're not letting them.
No, I don't think it's on the players. I'm just saying more so on the organization itself. Like, for example, when they had the press conference and they named Dan the GM, and he's naming all of these guys that he wants to be in the building, he wants around. Jay Stu, Kuechly. It's like they never mention Cam. Like I think it's gotta be bad blood between him and Tepper.
Well, I really think
maybe I don't know.
I'll say this. I'm gonna give it to Pop. I really do think that Panther fans have way more love for Cam Newton than the organization does, and that's really fucked up to say. Because, in my opinion, Cam Newton put this team on the map in the way that no other player ever has, in my humble opinion. However, even going back to the way they let him go, you can stick a trade. all that shit is like, it still doesn't really sit well with a lot of people. But you know what's funny is that this clip does involve Cam Newton. But before we play it, go ahead, Pop. What were you gonna say?
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's like saying Brady and the Patriots. I think there's people that love Brady more than they love the actual Patriots, the organization.
So this is a fascinating evolution of relationships, and it's hard to make this point because my son is crying right now. But I feel like it's a battle of egos. I feel like it's a battle of ego.
But Cody, the other thing is, guess who else is missing? Greg Olsen. Where is he at?
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice until you mentioned
How
that.
can you have 2015 without Greg Olsen?
Yeah,
he was
man.
at McCaffrey's wedding.
Dude, did y'all
You
see
see Greg?
Yo,
You see Greg around.
was-
You see Greg around though.
Greg was fucked. Oh, at that
You don't see
wedding,
Greg.
dude.
You don't see Greg around the organization a lot, bro.
Hey, Cody,
Compared to Cam,
He's just calling games.
Name all those guys up
Calling
there.
names. What do you mean I'm just calling names?
No. I said Greg was calling games. My fault.
Oh, he was calling games. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but compared to Cam, you see him around more.
No, I'm not
So
comparing
we
him
got.
to Cam. I'm just saying.
Go ahead. Oh,
Yeah, I like what you said, Cody, and a lot of this to me, and you can see it online. Like it is bleeding from the words of Panthers fans online. The fans didn't get any closure from Cam Newton the way he left the team, the way things ended. It ended in such a mess when Matt Rule brought him back, and he looked so bad within that offense, and he just didn't get the opportunity. And the Panthers just didn't do him justice, especially when he went on to the New England Patriots. And they didn't do him justice there either. And Panthers fans are still grieving about those things that happened to Cam.
Yeah.
And, with this opportunity that we have now with Dalton Hurt, just for even if Cam if we paid him a bit of money just to come back and just be with Bryce for a couple weeks, that would be awesome. In a lot of Panthers fans' hearts. Now, I understand the pushback on it. Like you said, Cam's got too much aura around him to be on this team. He's going to make people follow him, and fans will be screaming his name to come in the game. But isn't that kind of the closure that we want as Panthers fans? Don't we want Cam to pass the torch to Bryce within a game? Like Bryce throws a ball to Jonathan Mingo. He gets to the 1 yard line. Cam runs it in and wins the game for us, and he gives Bryce a great big hug, and boom, that's it. Cam's done. Like everybody wants a happy ending to the Cam Newton story, and it's just not there. It's just heartbreaking and sadness, and Panthers fans just can't stop the grieving over it. So I understand where everybody's coming from, wanting Cam back, wanting Cam to be a part of things now, and I don't know that we'll get it. I don't know that we'll get the storybook ending like we want.
And to that point, I've given up on the storybook ending a long time ago. Like after Cam came back and then left again, it was like, that was it, man. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Now Cam Newton has moved into the portion of his life where he's doing his podcast, man. And by the way, his clips are going viral. Like all the time.
It's a fun ass stream to watch. Like I've been on there for hours before. I'll be playing the game, watching Cam stream. He's not
Cam
bad.
has a great show. 4th and 1. He's been playing college football. But anyway, man, so Pickle, you asked me who is everyone up here.
I want you to name them.
I believe I have it. So we got Luke Kuechly on the left. We got my man Mike Tolbert. We got Trey Boston. I believe this is Mario Addison, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mario Addison and Roman Harper.
He can get up out of here.
The reason why I wanted you to name them, you got one defensive guy. Or one offensive guy.
One offense. Yeah.
One of all the people that was part of that offense, you have one offensive guy. Which one?
Yeah.
Now let's go. Luke Kuechly has done work for the Panthers before. Roman Harper's in media right now. He does his own podcast.
He doesn't belong.
Now, and he was only with the Panthers for a couple years. he's more known for the Saints than he is the Panthers.
Yeah.
Mario Addison, we know who Mario in Boston and Mike D is. But I mean,
so I'm gonna play this clip and we'll react to it. And Pickle, did you have the clip of them talking between 15 and 13, or somebody was reminiscing about between 2015 or not 13? Both
03.
03.
Oh, that
Yeah.
I don't. I looked for it.
Conversation with them.
But
I'm gonna try and find that, but let me play this clip first.
Yeah.
Let's talk about.
And by the way, it's sort of hard to hear. I've turned it up as far.
It actually sounded really good.
Fight in training camp between Jano and Cam. That's
yeah,
what
y'all
made me
listen
want
to
pay
this.
the news. I don't think it wasn't that crazy. But these two, just nobody stopped anybody. 2 grams, some button heads.
I didn't realize how big Cam really was. He had my dog fold up like a suitcase. I'm like, get off him! Like, let him go. You know what I'm saying?
People were protecting Josh, not Cam.
You know, Cam was just built different, bro. What an iconic picture too of Josh Norman just in Cam Newton's hands, and Cam is smiling the whole time. Bro, there will never be another Cam Newton, man. There will never be another Cam Newton.
No.
I swear to you, bro. Man. But yeah, man, like they were just reminiscing about that 2015 team. I thought this was a good clip. Pickle, if you do find that clip of them talking between 2015 and 2003, we might need to play that too. That's going to be a good discussion on what team was better.
The 2003 team was better.
Oh, you think? Well, let's just do it now then. Why was that 2003 team better?
I'm just speaking on the
Maybe I had more than you did.
The whole team in general. Steven Davis, that's the most rushing yards anybody's ever had, along with Deshaun Foster. They had a better running back group.
The
Had a better running back
caffeine
room.
is stronger than caffeine. It's not caffeine. It's I
Straps,
think it
mute
is.
yourself.
But, oh shit!
It's a better running back room. It's a better offensive line. It's a better defensive line. The linebacking cores, you can kind of say, you might could say 2015 linebackers were better, or you could say even because Dan Morgan and Will Witherspoon were not to be played with.
They really were.
Better receiving core. They were better in many aspects of a team. Only thing 2015 was better at was quarterback and secondary. 2005 they were better. 2003 were better everywhere else.
I agree with you. I thought about that. They were talking about this on Twitter today, and I was thought about that intensely. If you make Peanut Tillman healthy with Josh Norman the way he was playing, I would rather have them two than the ones we had in 03. Because the secondary guys the guys in 03 were just free agents brought in by Fox, I think. So
Secondary, secondary was it. That was secondary and quarterback was only, and maybe tight end. Those are only 3 positions that were better. But O-line, D-line, running backs, wide receivers, that 03 team, oh my God. If
we can
had
play
loose-
03 ball, though, I want the corners off the 03 team because they were beating the shit and manhandling out of those wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, the players might be better, but the style of play back then, we had the best corners just jamming people at the line.
That changes things. That changes things because
I know, but if you're going to play them against each other, you got to put that into account.
Okay, but that's the point though. Half of the wide receivers in today's football and even back in 15 couldn't handle that.
Hell no, that's why I'm choosing them.
The DBs could have. Because the DBs can start from the line of scrimmage till if they run a 30-yard route, they can beat the hell out of them all 30 yards of it.
I loved it.
That's why Ricky Prohl said when he retired, he said, all this rules have done is make the NFL a pussy league. He said it on the NFL Network, and he's never been on the NFL Network since. He said that. He said all it's made is these wide receivers are pussies, instead of real wide receivers. Now he went to work for the Panthers after that, but he never got on TV after that.
I mean,
I don't
Pickle,
even
how
think
many
that's
times
really
did you see these cornerbacks just absolutely stall really good wide receivers at the line, and they couldn't even get off the damn line of scrimmage to run their route?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That I mean, hey, that's why they changed the rules. They didn't change it because they changed it because the Patriot wide receivers, and half the guys people want to put up there at the top of the at perfection walked up to the league and cried because they didn't get a free release. I can't catch a ball if they're beating me up all the way down the field. So the NFL felt sorry for them and changed the rules. Look
Michael
it up.
Jordan rule with handshake. Michael Jordan rule with handshake.
Yeah.
And also,
Just
when
like-
you look at how Denver did that O line, what do you think Chris Jenkins, Buckner, Rucker, and Peppers would have did to Cam? Like, oh my God.
Man. I mean,
Ken Lucas was not part of the 03 team.
No, it was Ricky Manning and Terry Cousins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Chris
Damn,
Gamble
I forgot
was-
Terry was the other corner.
Yeah,
Was
Chris
Gamble there? Gamble wasn't there.
Reggie Gamble was not drafted.
No.
Reggie Howard.
Chris Gamble was drafted the next year
Yeah, I knew it was really close.
because
And you had Mike Minna back there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't forget he was laying the wood to people all the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I'm
Now
just
the D line. Oh God, I'd be hard pressed to choose the D line. I'd have to pick the 03 D line.
Yeah,
I'd have to.
easy.
But as
The O-line
much,
too.
I like KK and Star though. But
I do.
I mean, if I had to choose,
You got a Hall of Famer on the other D line.
can I split them up? Can I replace Buckner with KK? No, I can do that.
hey, but let me ask all this. I know this is sort of hard to remember.
You answered the question, Cody, before
but
you do that.
what-
Who wins?
But
Jesus.
who had the bigger competition? So, for example, like a lot of people said in 2015 that it was a down year in the NFC, right? So basically, it was us and the Cardinals the majority of the year. The Packers tried to creep up, but the NFC. Because remember, they kept on trying to downgrade the Panthers and denigrate us. Like during Thanksgiving, they predicted that the Cowboys, who were 3-8 at the time, were going to beat an undefeated team. Like we were so completely disrespected. Nobody thought shit of us. However,
when we was like nine, when we were 9-0, they said we were the worst 9-0 team in history.
Yeah,
we were the worst team in history.
Hold on. My question is, in 2003, what were some of the best teams that we beat that year, and were they better than the competition that we played in 2015?
I feel
The
like
greatest show on turf for one in their
that
house.
Philly team was good.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Trade. That's a great point. We beat that St. Louis team that had
at their house.
At their
Is
house.
that the same ex-clown year with Steve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
With
Walk-off
Buccaneers
style,
too.
boys.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers were powerhouse of that
Eagles. There's a lot of Eagles fans still hate us because
from that shit. There's some bad blood left
because
over
what
from
we
that.
did to Donovan McNabb during that game.
We
Yeah,
whipped
we
his
did.
ass for 4 damn quarters, Pickle.
Bro, I can't wait until we're watching good ass Panther football again, boys. God, this shit is hell.
The style of offense was different. Back then, we run the football, but we did it with Stephen Davis and Foster, and Jake threw the ball good, but Jake didn't have to carry the team any. I mean, you had Steve Smith. He had enough weapons that he made it work, and you take Jake out of that, you could probably do all right with the different quarterback in there. The way the offense was set up, you take Cam out of the 15 team, you're dead right there. I mean, you're absolutely dead. You ain't got nothing else left.
Let me read this real quick. Bill Cravens with the C3 bomb. We appreciate you, Bill. It says, remember while Cam is better than Jake, but Jake played better in the Super Bowl than Cam did. Hashtag respect.
That is true.
Dude, that was one of the best Super Bowl performances ever. That 2003
That was the best Super Bowl. I don't give a damn what nobody
Yeah,
says.
man. Like,
It is.
dude, that was just
Yeah.
so back and forth, man. That was a great ass
But-
game. There's no doubt that it was a better performance in the Super Bowl by the 2003 Panthers than 2015. That's undeniable.
Yeah, undeniable. But I'll take this to my grave though. Like, if Cam had Moose and Smitty in that O line,
Oh my God! Don't do that.
we go undefeated that year. We go
that's
undefeated.
nasty.
You give him that line and that receiving core, it's not even close. It's Denver doesn't stand a chance. But I say that 2003 team played way more competition because people don't realize, like, bro, the Bucks were like the best team in the NFL. Like, that was the Bucks in their heyday. And when we swept them, we beat them both times in the division. We beat the Colts, Marvin Harris and Peyton Manning at their house in overtime. When we beat the Bucks, when we beat the Colts, that's when we knew we had something.
Yeah,
but
but
even
hey,
then, people were still sleeping. But that
wait,
playoff
wait,
run
let
was
me just
legendary.
say this though. Shout out to Karen Choi, who makes a great point. Jake didn't play the number one defense, did he? And
Did not.
that's a good conversation too. Is what team that won the Super Bowl was better? That 2003 New England Patriots when Tom won the first one, or that Denver Broncos defense, which was nasty. Yeah, they had.
I don't know, Cody.
They had a. They had
I think when that 2003 Bucks the number one defense with Warren Sapp and all of them. Warren Sapp.
Nah, but what
Yeah,
about
the
the
best
Patriots?
defense was in our division.
Yeah, there was.
The
I mean,
Patriots
listen,
defense won't
I mean,
shitty.
I was just going to say this, y'all. In 03, we wouldn't have got to the Super Bowl without John Casey's leg because
Hell
we
no.
played a lot of tough teams down to the wire. In 15, in 15, people didn't know how to deal with the offense because they didn't know how to deal with Cam Newton. And like I said, you can put all the excuses you want to up, but you take Cam Newton out of that, and you're
It
nothing.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't go.
You take Jake and put somebody else in there, you're all right. You're still going to run
Yeah,
those
it
plays.
was.
Jake
That's
didn't
testament to Cam.
perform
Yeah, that's a
elite
testament to Cam.
status.
03 was a complete team.
Yes, they
It was a
was.
complete team.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
agree that team was a far more well-rounded team. But bro, I mean, listen, y'all.
I mean,
Everybody knows my fandom truly really started in 2011, right? So a lot of this, like remembering the nuances of when I was 13 years old and I wasn't a Panthers fan then. Yeah, I've seen the Super Bowl ever since, but all the nuances of that season isn't. Sometimes I don't have access to all that. I do know that 2015 defense, bro. When we got on your ass, we were on your ass. And you can make the argument that the Panthers were one of the best defenses in the NFL, if not the best, dude. That 2015 year, we were balling, man. We were taking the ball away. Luke Kuechly was getting after him. KK Short, Star Lotulelei, Addison, Charles Johnson, Jared Allen. Y'all remember going against Jared Allen in the middle of the season? And he was balling out here. Hey, man, that was an incredible team.
Yeah,
that 2003 season,
the rules,
that was just like a magical season.
Yeah, the rules were also different. You got to remember, in 15, a receiver could go across the field and easily catch a ball and not be scared. In 03, if you ran across that field and catch that ball, you might not be breathing afterward.
And what makes 03 special too, is like 15, we kind of saw it leading up to that. Like from 2012 to 2013 to 2014 to 2015, we knew we were on the way. That 2003 team was just magical. Like we won one game 2 years before. The next year we started making noise. We were 7-9, but that team came out of nowhere, bro. And it started like week 1 where we're losing, and then Jake Lalone comes in the second half and just we turned into a different team. And I guess it hit different for me because Stephen Davis is from my city. Like, so that's the first
I am a
time. Like, I just
monster Stephen Davis fan.
I
I feel you.
I just remember like it was crazy, bro. Him riding around the city in his Bentley. He came to our school and spoke.
That's
It was
wild.
just crazy. It was crazy, bro. Like really, really crazy. Like everybody turned to Panther fans out of nowhere. Like it was cool.
How
to
long
be a
did
Panther
Stephen
fan.
Davis play for us?
Was it 3 or 4 years? I believe it was like I know he played in 2005. I think that might have been his last year. So 2003, 2004, 2005.
I still think he's our best running back. I don't care what
By
nobody
the way,
says.
I just want to tell Karen, I completely agree. I was so disappointed that we didn't have Greg Hardy on that defense, man. Dude, when Greg Hardy was the Kraken, that dude was getting after fools.
That
man.
first month before the suspension, Cody.
Oh,
He damn near had
dude.
double-digit sacks in the first month.
God, that dude was just a monster, man. Like that guy derailed his
6th-round pick
entire
that turned
career.
into an All-Pro.
I know, man. That dude
He
really
was
ruined
unstoppable before they pulled him off the field.
Dude, he ruined
He put
a great thing here, man.
He put that stuff across his face, man. That Panther
Yeah.
scratch paint. And
Yeah.
God, I remember
I
when
haven't seen too many
Revere was.
people write games like him. My fault.
But imagine
Nah.
if we did have Hardy on that defense.
Oh
Bro,
my
we
God,
would have
Cody!
been-
Good Lord.
That would have been just absolutely
Crazy.
disgusting, man.
Been
Yeah,
crazy.
man. I mean,
Revere was like they were playing on different teams at the Pro Bowl.
yeah.
Kraken was on one team, Cam was on another team, and he was like, "I'm just worried about Kraken. Like he's not gonna care who's at quarterback, even if it's Cam. Like he doesn't
gonna
have a
hit him."
turn down switch." Yeah, he was like, Revere was the coach that year of the Pro Bowl. Cam was on one team, and Kraken was on the other
Ron
team. He was
scared
like,
as hell on the sideline.
yes. He's like,
Hey,
he thought he was gonna Sean Taylor him.
Hey, let me get my man Deez on the conversation. Go ahead, Deez. This is a great one.
So either way, it doesn't matter which one you like, the 2003 team or the 2015 team, whichever one you like better. It's a win for Panthers fans.
Both legendary.
Absolutely. One of the things that Cody was talking about and the 2015 team talked about in the Panthers huddle put up to Dave and the Panthers was the fact that 2015 team, they were so forged together. They enjoyed being together so much that they didn't want to go home. They didn't want to leave practice. They would go back to the locker room and they would play basketball into a wastebasket together just to spend time together. You know, forget all the ping pong stuff that we hate. They would just put up a trash can and be like, "Oh, we're gonna play ball. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk shit." And they had so much fun doing that. And if you remember earlier in the season, Jadeveon Clowney talking about that Ravens team last year and how that team was so dialed in with each other and how that team just had fun together with each other each and every day. That those are the types of things that we want to see from this Panthers team this year. We want to see guys that are dialed in to what the coach is preaching and dialed into making the team better each and every day, which Dave Canales keeps talking about. Man, these are big things. And if we can take some notes from Luke Kuechly, Cam Newton, all these greats that we've had, Jake Malone, Lamar Latham, all of them together, if we can take notes from these guys and what they're telling us, the hints that they're dropping, we come up with kind of a blueprint for what the Panthers need to do. Now, as far as 2023 or 2003 versus 2015, I would say that the offensive line for 2015 was actually better because when I pull up the actual roster for 2003, like I don't recognize a lot of those guys from that offensive line. Maybe it's just been too long ago. But the defensive line, I think, from 03 was better. So if you could combine the offensive line from 15 and the defensive line from 03, well, you'd have the ultimate Panthers team ever, I guess, or something like that. But anyway, the point being is that either way, no matter who you like, if you're a Jake Long fan or you're a Cam Newton fan or what may be it, it's a win for Panthers fans either way. But what we want to see is that translate this year in the build that we're making now and the climb that the Panthers are making. Do we do those similar things that we saw in the past that made us successful?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we've already started it.
And it's such a great idea to mix and match too. I don't mean to interrupt you, man. To mix and match the O line. So Dopey's asking me in the chat. He said, "What happens if we had the O line from the 2003 team in 2015? Do I think we would have fared better against the Broncos D?" And yeah, just because Mike Rimmer's in there. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily know. Dude, Von Miller at that time was playing like one of an all-time great edge rusher in the NFL. So, you know, but I would say if I had to pick between those, you know, if I had to give them Cam that 03 line or the 2015 line, yeah, I'm probably still picking 03. And Jordan Gross, man, that's just easy. But hey, go ahead, Trig, I didn't mean to interrupt. Then I'm gonna introduce
you good. I was just saying, like, I was actually watching that 2003 cardiac documentary that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they had like a clip of John Fox, and it was like right when 2003 started, before we really started taking off. Well, Ref was like, "Yeah, man, y'all look good." He was like, "Yeah, man, what we did was we started building momentum last year when we went 7-9. But he's like, the first thing we did was we fixed the O line, and we brought some running backs in to get back to really running the ball. We brought Steve Davis in, and we fixed the O line. It's exactly what Dan's doing right now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the plan was this offseason. Fix the O line. Let's get some running backs in here to get back to running the ball, and we'll build it from there. So Dan knows what it looks like. That's why I'm confident in this Panthers moving forward. Not too much this year, but 2-3 years from now, like, we have a GM that knows what it's like to be a one-win team and in the Super Bowl 2 years later.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping all the faith. But AC3 fam, man, I gotta hop off this thing, man. Love y'all, man. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I'll be back next week.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Trig, you're the homie, brother. You know we love you on the free for all, man. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday, brother.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Peace and love. Hey, man, let me welcome in two special guests to the pod. First up, it's been a minute. We got my man Chuck back on the free for all. Chuck, what's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going, man? I've been traveling for work. So I couldn't miss it. I've been off during the off season, but
No need to
see
explain,
y'all.
brother. Just happy to have you back on the show, man.
And glad to see y'all talk football. Pretty much, I'm trying to get more pumped up for the season, you know. And to be honest with you, I'm really fading out from the season, to be honest with you. So I try to get back on here and just be positive and thinking about it, because this is the lowest down I've been about a Panthers team. Trust me, man. I've been a fan since 2001, man, and I've been through some hard times. So I'm just trying to get some encouragement for this season. But yeah, I think I do have that.
Dude, you're not alone, man. I feel like Panther fandom is at an all-time low in terms of excitement and people expecting good things. So we're going to have to see what it does, man. I mean, we need this team to turn our hopes around. Hopefully they can do that. Next up, my dog, Twan Don, the bad guy, back on the C3 Friday Free For All. Y'all check out the 704 Charlotte Bound Show here on YouTube. Twan, what's up, brother?
1, 2, 3, let's get it. Keep it gangster, Cody. Keep it gangster. Keep it gangster, Cody. Keep it gangster.
I want
to thank you, Cody. I want to thank you. I keep it gangster, pickle. Keep it gangster.
Oh, you're dumb as hell for that, bro. Hey, by the way, whoever has a TV going in the background, please mute your mic when you're not speaking, or turn that lower one of them. But
that's your dog. My fault.
No, you're good, brother. So yeah, man. So look, we got.
Cody,
Chuck
I
here.
found that on YouTube. I didn't find it anywhere else.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can just send it to me with the timestamp, and I'll play it in a bit. But hey, man, let me open the mics to Chuck and Twan, gentlemen. I'll start with Chuck. What, in your opinion, what team was better, that 2015 Super Bowl team or that 2003 Super Bowl team?
2015. The 2015 team is this one position. Mike Remmers cost 2 Super Bowls for Patrick Mahomes. and for the Panthers. Like, people miss out the case that if Mike Rimmers was not starting, it would just had a decent Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes would have 4 Super Bowl rings already, and Panthers would have won a Super Bowl. I think the 2015 team was one of the best teams. Honestly, is one of the best teams in NFL history to never win a Super Bowl.
I certainly agree with that one. Twan, how about you, man? What do you say? 2003 or 2015? If you're picking
Man,
who's the better team?
Man, what team did Ace Boogie play on, bro?
Oh, you already know that. 2015.
Can I add 2 more things?
Tell you why.
We lost 2 games. We lost 2 games because of 2 Hall of Famers made astounding plays: Julio Jones and Von Miller. That's it. That's only 2 games we lost of 2 play. That's 2 plays. That's it.
Well, you just took my fucking point. You know what I'm saying?
My fault.
I mean, look, bro. That is if it's not for 2 teams, that is a team of perfection. That is perfection, bro. I mean, that team is solidified like as one of the greatest teams ever in the and not even so much for what we had, for what we didn't have, you know. And you know, Cam and the crew took a team that had no business, based on the way we looked at the beginning of the year, to a Super Bowl, and he almost did it perfectly. Man, what would we be saying about Cam Newton if he went perfect?
Oh, man. One of the all-time great seasons ever in the history of the sport.
And Cody, he would be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He would be in the Hall of Fame.
You gotta put him in the Hall of Fame for that alone.
You would not, Cody, you would not deny someone from the Hall of Fame who has won the Heisman, been the first overall pick, won the national championship, won the MVP, won the Offensive Player of the Year, won the Rookie of the Year, and won Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP. There's no question you would deny him from the Hall of Fame. No question.
Never, man. Dude, just one result needed to go different, and history would look at Cam Newton different. You know what I mean? But all those things that you just mentioned, he did all that shit. Like, he was that special. That's who Cam Newton was. And, you know, Pickle said it earlier, you know, like, you know, Jake Delhomme was really good in 2003, but, you know, there were other quarterbacks that could do what Jake did. Nobody was doing what Cam Newton was doing. Like, that's just undeniable at this point, man.
It was like going to a fucking concert every time the Panthers played.
Like,
everybody wanted to get their eyes on this dude. Like, who was this Cam Newton guy?
When I went to the Colts game in the rain, the stadium was so loud, I thought it was going to be an earthquake. I really genuinely thought that the stadium was going to collapse.
How about this?
I really thought that.
How about this? Cam Newton had a FanFest looking like a fucking sold out game, and the fan, you know, I don't know what the FanFest was the other day, man. I mean, it was sprinkle people in there. You know, I wasn't the crowd I was expecting to see, like on TV or whatever. Cam had FanFest where you couldn't even get into shit. Like, it was sold out.
Yeah, man.
03 was about the Team Panthers because Steve Smith did his thing. Stephen Davis did his thing. You had Moose did that the big catch in the Super Bowl. Jake did his thing. John Casey did his thing. You had to have the whole team to win. In 15, it was all about Cam Newton and nobody else. Cam Newton was it was all Cam Newton and nobody else. In 15, you had in 03, you had a great defense that strived for everything. And they were about team ball. In 15, it was all Cam Newton. That nobody else played. There wasn't no defense. It was all Cam Newton.
Well, I disagree with that because 2000.
Well, y'all done hype. Y'all spent 20 minutes hyping up Cam Newton. There you go.
2015.
I'm agreeing with you. All about Cam Newton.
2015 had one of the greatest defenses that we've ever had. So
that's what I said. That's what I said.
You had Cam Newton. You didn't need defense. You had Cam Newton.
It be sounding personal. It be sounding personal.
You damn right it did.
Thomas Davis.
It be sounding personal.
Hey man, but no, listen. I maintain that 2015 defense. That 2015 defense with Luke Kingsley, Josh Norman playing out of control, Thomas
Keep going,
Davis.
bro. Yeah.
Like, bro, we had real
Honestly.
leaders on that team, man. And it's like, I know the 2003 defense had some great players as well, but I don't know. To me, that team was just on another level to me, man. I know I'm biased because that was my first, time
But
watching
Cody-
the Panthers go to the Super Bowl. I did find the longer clip of them talking about the Josh Norman, Cam Newton situation. I'll play that and then we'll jump back into this convo.
Feeling himself in stretches. But then it was
stuff talk.
Yeah. That was gonna be a
When
day.
Cam talk, Luke talk.
Yeah.
When Luke talk, TD talk.
Yes, sir. And then now we're gonna start going down that path. And then let's talk about the fight in training camp between J-No and Cam. That's what made the front page of the news. I don't think it wasn't that crazy. But these two, just nobody stopped anybody. Two rams from button heads.
I didn't realize how big Cam really was. Until we had my dog fold up like a suitcase. I'm like, get off him. Like, let him go. You know what I'm saying?
People were protecting Josh, not Cam.
Man, let him go, please, bro. Let him go.
Big 6, man.
30 years, we the best. Let's get up out of here, man. I guess y'all can call us back when y'all get somebody close.
Oh man, dude.
Was that Tolbert? Is that Tolbert at the table?
Yeah, we got Luke, Mikey Tolbert.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Trey Boston, Mario Addison, and Roman Harper.
Well, that had to be dope, bro. I would love to just sit in that room and watch them talk.
Oh yeah, dude, that was. It's on. If you want to watch the whole thing, it's on the Panthers Huddle. It's on their YouTube
Yeah,
page.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah,
Yeah,
I ain't seen it.
absolutely. Yeah, y'all check that out, man. But
Thanks for showing that, Cody.
Yeah, no problem, man. Hey, that's what we do over here. We talk Panther football. Listen, there have been a lot of reports that Jadeveon Clowney starting to look kind of beast mode in practice. Him and Derek Brown. Man, listen, I know that, when we look, the C3 Panthers podcast, we do this shit all year round. So inevitably, the same topics are going to get beat to death over and over and over. But I will say, man, as somebody who was happy that we did not pay Brian Burns all that money, it does my heart some good when I hear all these reports that Jadeveon Clowney is really turning shit up in training camp and putting it on people, man. That's the former #1 overall pick, people. And
Man,
I'm excited for
he
what.
got on the helmet. He got on the helmet and some panties, man.
Dog, I'm just telling you, man, his numbers in recent history have been comparable, if not better, than Brian Burns.
I want
So,
to see what it look like when they start hitting. Then we can talk.
I mean, I hear you, man. I'm just saying right now, I think we're trending in the right direction here, boys. What do you think about Jadeveon starting to look good? Are we worrying for nothing? Or could Jadeveon Clowney and DJ Johnson, could that be a kind of a formidable duo?
Well, they've had two padded practices now. The practice yesterday at FanFest was fully padded, and Dave Canales said in his presser, Twan, that Jadeveon Clowney really was messing things up for the offense. Now, given they had a backup tackle in there against Clowney, but even against Icky, there was a couple reps that Clowney really put some moves on Icky and showed him a thing or two. So Clowney's been playing well for us so far. And if you go back to his presser he had after the practice, he's really becoming a leader on this defense. And when we look back to just the clip we were watching of the 2015 guys gather back together, that's what we need. We need leaders on this Panthers team, guys that are going to emerge, whether it's in the locker room being outspoken or whether it's on the field of play and showing how hard they're working. I think Clowney's fitting that role right now. Clowney's showing that he's ready to be a leader for this defense. He's ready to step up. And I'm not saying he's going to make Brian Burns numbers. Brian Burns may be great for the Giants this year. That's how much I care. He's in New York. I don't care.
Yeah.
Where he's at. But Clowney for us,
Y'all really?
Clowney for us is a big deal. So I'm thankful to have Clowney in here performing and looking good last night in training camp.
But these. I agree with everything you just said, brother. It's not a Clowney thing for me. No, I won't. I think Clowney probably will be good and look good. I'm just. It's not a clown. It's a no player thing. It's just an overexcitement thing. They got on a helmet, some shorts. FanFest, they didn't go hard. They just kind of pushed each other around. It ain't been hard lately to make Icky look shitty, but I hope he gets it together before the fucking season start. He got 3 preseason games to go. My only thing is the overhypeness. Just, let's just wait and see. New England, we'll get our first taste, and then we'll go heavy. And even then, that still won't tell us the story. We won't know the story of the Panthers until after Game 3 regular season. I'm just, we heard all the overhype last year about that. Well, everybody was going to be. This year, I just, look, I've been standing on this, D's, all year. I'll wait and see. I'm just going to wait and see, bro. That's why I don't do no predictions and none of that shit no more. I don't have my heart broken so fucking many years. I don't know. I'm like, I asked podcasters, who was the last podcast that was active when we were winning?
Right. No, that's cool.
As a podcaster, all I know is losing.
No, I get that, Twan.
Same here, Twan. Ever since I've been on this show, the Panthers have not had
one winning season.
Bro, I literally feel sometimes like I'm the jinx. I might be the jinx out here, bro. Like,
it's all of us there, Cody. It's all of us there.
Damn, but we all might need to take a collective leave of absence. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna wait and see. I'm just gonna wait and see. That's why FanFest won shit this year, because I was like, okay, if a lot of people is at FanFest and it looks a little packed, then okay, then it's going. I feel like people believe, but the fact that it looked the way it looked, it just didn't look like people believe in this team yet.
Yeah,
I think that's only half of it. I understand what you're saying, Twan. I do, but whether we like it or not, the majority of fans, a lot of fans are in the Charlotte area, and it was incompetence, ignorance. I'll just say it was ignorance. It was ignorance and self-righteous opinion of the Panther brass to think that they're going to take FanFest and drive it all the way to Clemson and expect on a Thursday, not on a Saturday, not on a Friday, on a Thursday, for people to drive all that way to Clemson, to spend $5 to see a a practice, and then drive all the way back to get.
And on top of that, a fireworks show during the day.
It makes zero sense. I mean, if I spent $5 and drove all that way, damned if I would see a lawyer get my money back. Fuck that. Fucking money. I mean, that's just ignorance. That's just ignorance. Now about Clowney, Clowney's performing better as pass rush than I thought he would, and I'm happy he's doing that. I'm also was pleasantly surprised when Clowney and Canales talked about DJ Johnson, how he's looked impressive. I found that real good. I think that that's good things to look at, and it's a sign that we're heading in the right direction. Now, should people plan to go to the playoffs? No, that'd be stupid. Should people plan to be very active and caught up in the division in December? I wouldn't if I was him, but I'm not telling anybody how to fan, but we just have to wait and see about the rest. But there's a lot of talk right now that how great the Texans OC is. So who knows how that turns out? The Texas, I mean, what I'm trying to say is any team could have a rise or fall. The only team I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to guarantee is going to be in the playoffs is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Shit, 49ers too. Hey, but look, check this out. I read some reports that a lot of people just didn't want to be at Clemson. They just didn't want to be in that funky ass college.
Yo,
That's what I'm
fine.
reading.
I will throw your
I'm
ass
reading.
off this show.
I'm just
so
reading that
damn
nobody
fast.
wanted to be at Clemson, bro.
Nah, he's a hating ass South Carolina fan that don't ever win shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we ain't gonna listen to South Carolina fans talk
I'm
about their
hearing people
funky
just
ass
didn't want to
school.
be at Clemson.
But I mean, who wants to go to South Carolina? Like no
That
one.
shit would have
Like, give me a
been
break.
double the people, bro.
But nah, dog, not even close. Listen, I have no doubt that if this is planned better next year and we have a good team, that place is way more packed than it is.
Why
I'm
was it
just
playing
saying.
bad this year, though? Who playing that shit this year?
I mean, it has to be David Tepper in the front.
Who thought that was a good
brass
idea?
up front. I mean, listen. I understand.
Christy Colby.
I understand the reasoning, but I feel like the execution was bad. So, for example, you moved out of Spartanburg for training camp. Now you want to give something back to your South Carolina fans. And then you go to Clemson, and, you know, I feel like on a Thursday night, you know, it's just like, it's not good timing, man. It really isn't. You know, it's like they need to plan these things better.
Hey, Cody, let me say this real quick, man. Let me say this real quick. Last time I did this, it happened. Cross fingers this time it'll happen. When I did Twana versus everybody with Dunk, unnecessary bluntness. Everybody right now in this chat, go call one of your friends or somebody or a sister, brother, aunt, and you tell them to bring their ass to C3 Panther Podcast tonight and get C3 to 6K tonight.
Yes,
what
sir.
Are y'all doing? What are
yes,
y'all doing?
Sir. How far are we away? I think
we're part of history tonight.
How far are we away? Let me see, man. Let me see.
Like
Yo, we are so close. Twan, I'm glad you said something, brother. But I am so glad you said something.
And make up another account. I don't give a fuck what you do. And come over here and subscribe and be a part of history and get these guys at 6K tonight.
Yes, sir. Look, I'm going to tell you an exact number of how many subscribers we are at. Listen, we are currently at 5,993 subscribers.
So you need
6
3
more. No, we need
6
6.
more.
No, we need 6. Yeah, 7. We need 7 more.
Come on, y'all.
And then we are over the edge, y'all. Come on, man.
Let's get it tonight.
Bro, hit that subscribe.
Lucky number 7, baby. Let's go.
Lucky number
Let's
7.
go,
Listen,
man.
we never take a week off. We're here every Tuesday, every Thursday, after every game on Sunday. We're doing
this
the
podcast out there, man. Get these guys to 6K. They shouldn't even be begging for this shit. They shouldn't have to beg for this.
Bro, we
Just
appreciate
make it
y'all for
happen.
hanging out with us, bro. Listen, this community is what makes C3 special. Twan, thank you. That was very kind, brother, and thank you for reminding me. Yeah, we're very, very close. And listen, we never take weeks off, man. We are year-round Carolina Panther content, even during the off season. And you know we got you covered during the season. We got film reviews. We got Madden simulations. Bro, everything you want, it's over here, man. Hit that
Tell them
subscribe.
what else. Tell them what else. Tell them
And
what
we
else.
get leads. Yeah, I got you. We got lead on top of it.
You got C3 Legion. Tell them what else.
Tell them, dude.
Mondays and Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. Me and Panther Pickle, of course, with
tell them what else.
live each and every week. You can join in. We do extra shows as well. Sometimes we have shows on Wednesday. We had one last week that did really well on Wednesday. And so there's all kinds of nights of the week. If you want some Panthers content, C3 has it available for you. There's lots of opportunities for you to jump in and keep your
when you subscribe tonight, put done in the chat so Cody know how many you'll wait. When you subscribe to C3 tonight to get them to 6K, put done in the chat.
Donzo, baby.
All right, folks. Do me a favor. Join Michael Allen Brooks Jr., the most loyal C3 Legion fan that follows us on Twitter. He's at every single show. Wednesday, he said he was waiting for C3.
He's a good man.
He was waiting. He was depressed. He needed to hear a little bit. So what did I do? I popped up a space just like that.
Yes, sir.
That's
Follow
what we
the
do
boys,
here at
man. Follow the boys, man. We with this C3 community, we are all welcoming to any and every Panther fan, bro. Even if you're not a Panther fan, we have fans from the Bears, from the Falcons. We even let Falcons fans over here. Would you believe it, bro? This is literally for everybody, and we
It's
want
going
people
down tonight.
Yeah,
Hey, Cody, you don't know it, but it's going down tonight, Cody.
Hey,
It's
let it
going
go
down
down.
tonight.
You already know Twan, you already know I keep it gangster. Yeah,
Come on, bro. Hey, look, if you're next to
You
somebody
already
with a
know.
cell phone, take their cell phone and subscribe right now, bro.
Yeah, man, absolutely. But yeah, man, listen, I'm really I wanted to ask this question. What player on our roster right now is the most underrated player? Like, who are we sleeping on? I feel like there's a lot of players that fit this bill. I'm gonna start with my man Cole. Cole, if you're with me, tell me who your most underrated player on this team is, man.
That is there's a few candidates for that. I'm going to answer this question because of their status, where they are right now, and what the hell they did last year. And I keep answering this person to a lot of different questions we've been asking lately. But I really think it's Miles Sanders in the backfield. If he can come out here and act right and do a lot more than what he's been doing, he is way undervalued than what he is right now.
Okay.
Different answer. But there's a lot of different answers you could use for this. I will hear any of them.
Yeah, no, they really are. That's a great one. We're seeing some in the chat too. We even got JC Horn in the chat. Dan Jackson.
I don't think he's undervalued. Would JC be considered undervalued?
What's your definition of that, Cody?
Yeah, we got to break that down, I guess.
I mean, you can't have the most popular guy on the team.
That's why I said Miles.
Okay, so, for example, White Chocolate Espresso gives a good one. Dan Jackson. I have been on record saying, like, I don't know anything about this dude. How am I supposed to expect something great from you? Whereas he has had a very good training camp thus far. So to me, this is a player who is slept on. You know what I mean? It's a little bit underrated compared to what the popular opinion about that player is. So that's a good one to me. Tommy Tremble is another good one to me. Like, we haven't been, he's had some good moments, but Tommy Tremble has not wowed us by any stretch of the imagination. So that's more what I'm talking about. Like, what's a player that nobody's really talking about who really could have a big time impact on the team this year?
I don't know if mine works, but go ahead, Pickle. I don't want to cut Pickle off.
Trevette Wallace.
Linebacker.
Yeah. The linebacker we drafted. Yeah. Heard Thomas Davis talk about him today. Very impressed. Calls me to do a little checking on him, and he's looking extremely well. Shaq Thompson the other day had the day off during FanFest. He had the night off, and Trent Wallace started in his stead and played extremely well. Every time he messes up in practice, he learns the next day. That he learns the next day. There's a wide selection that if one of the starters go down, they would have no problems with stepping and starting this year. He won't be perfect because he's a rookie, but he'll be very well. And I believe he's the starter moving forward, or not after this year, probably. So that's my guy.
Go ahead,
I think the guy that a lot of people were sleeping on. I was gonna say Chuba Hubbard because I still think people still sleeping on him, and I think
that's a good answer too.
Year. But the guy that I think people are still sleeping on is an ISM.
I was good answer too. I was thinking that.
Bro.
I like that.
Look, he gonna interrupt somebody's playing time this year because and then Mortensen, shout out to Mortensen, just said it. ISM. He gonna interrupt somebody's playing time this year. One of them receivers is not gonna get the playing time they wish for because he gonna go off. If Bryce can get him the ball, because he don't need to catch deep balls and all that. I mean, he's a yak guy when he gets the ball because of his shiftiness. But I think ISM gonna make a name for himself this year. and then we won't be sleeping no more.
All right. I mean, dude, ISM is one of my favorite underdog players. I'm really hoping that this guy can be our permanent kick returner. I think he's that good. By the way, listen, Karen's batting 1,000 tonight. She said Brady Christensen because she has a feeling Corbs ain't finishing the season. I'm a firm believer that Christensen is
I think
snaps on the line this
That's
year.
a solid ass.
I think everybody's mistaken. I don't think Brady Christensen will be this backup center this year. Not the number 2 backup center. In FanFest and quite often this year, from what Mike K told me,
Had him at right guard.
that they've had him at right guard, and the Andrew Rhymes, the undrafted free agent, and Cade Mays has been splitting time at center.
But you know, I really feel like
I asked him about. I actually asked him about Brady Christensen at tackle. We've often talked about it. He said,
I don't know. Yeah,
Brady Christensen doesn't line up at tackle.
Well,
period.
I mean, listen, I think that they want him to be able to be that guy that they can fit in at center or guard because he has taken snaps to Bryce from center. So,
Can I say something real quick about Christensen? Okay, so somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but last time I saw it, when he played tackle, he didn't give up no sacks. Every time he plays tackle, no sacks. Kim Kwanu, a lot of sacks.
Lots.
And so why? I don't understand why you're not considering putting him there.
I'll tell you why, Quan. I'll tell you why. It's the Bryce Young.
Dumb.
It's the Bryce Young effect.
Yeah.
It's the Bryce Young physicality effect. He's got short arms and he's smaller than the rest of them, and that's what that's why I said it's the Bryce Young. Brady Christensen isn't as heavy as they are, and they want their tackles to be 320 something.
Yeah, but to me, that's
if they're gonna give up a fucking sack, then he's just a big.
Listen,
I don't make the rules. I just tell you what
everybody knows I've been a long time proponent of playing Brady at left tackle, but they're not gonna give him that chance. Even though I would have in year one, I would have let him play left tackle. But I also feel like he has the best feet for the job. Like that guy is nimble. He's a big guy that can move. And, Clowney is a guy that you would have to go against. And I just don't know if, Kim Kwanu has that speed rush ability to be able to stifle that. So, but I don't know, man. But I do agree, though, that I do think they're going to get Brady in on this line at some point this year. I think it's going to happen.
It's interesting that Pickle said the Bryce Young effect, because guess what? If Bryce Young's opinion is valued, Bryce Young can get Christensen over there. If he goes, look, Cornell's getting my ass killed, I feel safer with Christensen over there. If Tom Brady did that shit, you would put whoever Tom Brady said put the fuck over there. Whoever the quarterback feels safest with should be at tackle, not because you think he ain't blah, blah, blah. Look, no sacks. Look at the fucking numbers. This is why we keep fucking up. We want to do what the coaches and shit want to do what they want to do and not what actually fucking works.
Dave Canales moved Tristan Wirth to the left side last year from the right side. Tristan Wirth got paid a huge contract just today or yesterday by the Buccaneers. Right. So Dave Canales isn't scared to make those adjustments to the offensive line depending on what the quarterback wants, because he literally did it last season.
Well, there you go.
Right. And the scary part,
I don't feel safe with that motherfucker over there, bro.
Yeah, the scary part to me, I've been wanting to know since it happened yesterday, and Mike K told me. He wasn't there, but he found out and told me. The number 2 offensive line yesterday was Ricky Lee at FanFest. Was Ricky Lee on the left side, Chandler Zavala on the left guard. That rookie, what's his name, Rhymes at center. Brady Christensen at right guard, the easiest position on the line, and right tackle was Barbara Turl, whatever I prefer to pronounce his name. And that was your number 2 offensive line. God forbid that's going into our number 2 offensive line. And when the waiver wire might be an offensive line, might be offensive tackle. If Newman can't get healthy, we signed him. What's he do? He goes on PUP right off.
And to me, Christensen is like the Rodney Dangerfield of this team. No respect.
No respect, I'll tell you.
Just no respect, man. There's a few guys on this team who I really think are poised to do something big this year because no one is talking about them. I think this guy has an opportunity. Like Blackfire says, Caleb Von Chason. Now, nobody really expects anything from him because he has not been very good for a first-round pick. But I really think that since our defensive interior is better with Ashawn Robinson, Shai Tuttle, and Derek Brown, you add Jadeveon Clowney, I think that you're going to find yourself in a lot of third and long situations. I'm hoping. And to me, that's where someone like Chason could really turn it on and actually make something for himself. So that's another name that I think fits in there well. I like what Kev said earlier about Dane Jackson. Bro, how about Xavier Woods? Like, it's no.
Yes, that's a pretty good one.
How about DJ Johnson? The coach.
Yes, damn it, Pickle. That's what I was about to say. I just got my shit together.
DJ Johnson may shock everybody.
He's way out. He on the way out.
I
think he's going to start.
Yeah, I think he's going to start in place of one of them.
Yeah,
I think he'll start in place of one of them, and I think people in a give a couple weeks, people are going to be slobbering over, and then you're going to hear people say, "See, I told you DJ Johnson was going to give good. Y'all just have to give him time to develop."
Nobody's saying
that shit.
Yeah, y'all can get me then. Y'all can get on me if I
do that. Hey, man, don't worry. I will. I will. You bet your ass I will.
Cody, now that you got me right on the definition, before Pickle even said that, I was literally about to say DJ Johnson for sure.
Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney had good things to say about him too. He said that right now he's the best edge setter on our team.
Right.
Bro, DJ Johnson gets 3 sacks this year and will be tickled. And the same thing for Caleb Von Chason, a guy that's only gotten 5 sacks in 4 years with the Jaguars. He gets 3 sacks this year. He's a badass rotational player, and we should re-sign him because he's not going to be super expensive. Where else is he going to go with 3 sacks or 8 sacks in 5 years? You know what I mean? Like, we can have him as a rotational player. I think that was a great answer by Blackfry in the comments. But the player I was going to mention, Cody, I was going to mention Jatavion Sanders. Look at what's happening ahead of him in this depth chart for the Panthers already in training camp. We've got Ian Thomas, who we know is not a great wide receiver or a great receiver. He's made a couple plays in training camp, but not very many. He has had just as many balls that he's dropped as that he's caught for the Panthers already. So you have him at tight end 1, and he's a blocker. And then with Tommy Tremble injured, Jatavion Sanders, our number 1 pick in the 4th round, is our number 2 tight end. An amazing ball last night. I don't know if you have that footage from FanFest last night, but he caught a ball in the corner of the end zone, and I believe it was from Jack Plummer. He looks fantastic. He had to speed up at the end of his route to get to this ball at the corner of the end zone. 6'4", 243 pounds, and he didn't run a good 40 time in the combine, but he definitely looked faster in this rep last night for the Panthers. This guy is in a great situation. Tommy Tremble being injured, that doesn't even make any sense. Tommy Tremble was one of the most athletic players we had on the team last year. He hurdled a guy, for goodness sakes. And he caught multiple touchdowns. It's hard for me to believe more than Ian Sanders or Ian Thomas. It's hard for me to believe that Tommy Tremble is magically hurt. Ian Thomas is the automatic starter on this team. And Jatavion Sanders doesn't get looks early in the year when he's making plays like he did last night. Jatavion Sanders is poised right now with that Tommy Tremble injury to be an earlier impact to this Panthers offense, which is what I was concerned about. I was concerned that he was going to be hidden in the depth chart behind these run blocking tight ends that are already in place for the Panthers and not emerge till week 6 or week 4. And I think with a Tommy Tremble injury, he's going to get the reps he needs to emerge in maybe week 2, week 3 of the season as a pass catcher and another weapon for tight end for Bryce Young in this offense. I'm excited for Ja'Tavion Sanders.
Yeah. Ja'Tavion Sanders even had a play at FanFest yesterday where he was looking pretty good catching passes. I'll bring that video up too. That's a great point that you made, dude. It's like, and I've been on record saying it too, that a tight end normally takes him a little while to acclimate to the NFL and pick up the blocking assignments and things of that nature. But he's already looking like somebody that could really be an asset catching passes. And I love that about him, man. I think that he's already starting to come on strong. So, look, I have the play right here. This is from last night at FanFest. Bro, look at Ja'Tavion. Just big and strong, bro. But up. Oh, right in the back of the end zone. And my man can move. I mean, my look, the dude is nimble for a big guy.
Yeah. He's going to get a lot of plays. He's going to get some plays this year. To me, he's the guy that you line as an inline guy, and then Bryce makes a change at the line of scrimmage, and he goes to the outside, and then they try to cover him with the linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a mismatch. Dude is 6 foot, 245 pounds. Like, the dude's just big and strong, man. Love it, love it, love it. Well,
Cody, do you think he'll make more plays standing up like that instead of just being in a traditional tight end stance? Because if you get him moving around and shit like that, that would be crazy.
I hope that they do, man. Like, I want them to be inventive in the ways that they use him. I mean, right now he was sort of on the line, like in the slot, but I mean, I like what the dude's capable of doing. You know what I mean? So I think that he could do multiple different things for us. Like, we could line him up on the outside. He's that big and that strong. Like, if you're a corner, just a corner on him, like, you better be a big ass strong corner if you know you're gonna line up against this dude.
I'm not gonna give up on it, man. If he has a strong camp and plays well through the preseason, it's just start his ass day one. Nobody's entitled to shit on this team anymore.
No, I hear that. I hear that. But boys, did y'all have any final things that you wanted to add?
We ain't fucking leaving until you hit 6K.
Well, where we at? Have we moved any? Y'all gonna make me wake my girlfriend up. We need to go ahead and hit this shit because I don't know if she follows or not. We get ready to find out.
Let me do a number check.
You love
that shit going down tonight.
My girlfriend gonna be mad as hell. I will wake her up right now for this.
Hang on. Let me go over here and get some.
See, Twan thinks I don't be doing
shit. Hang on, I can do this.
It's got to go down tonight.
If you're in the chat, for God's sakes, it does not take long, please. We never bet.
I know you got more than more than Google account. I know you got more than one.
Hey man, we are 6 subscribers away from 6,000.
So we've only had one. So that's terrible.
But look, man,
we're gonna
let it happen naturally. I'm not gonna beg.
Okay.
What I will say is, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the Panther discussion, we want you to be here. We want you to be a part of this community, man. But I wasn't even ending the show. I'm saying, like, wait, is there something else y'all wanted to speak of? Any other? But if we don't have any more, then I might. But I want to make sure that everybody got to speak their mind on these Panthers, man. Is there anything that we did not talk about that we should have or that we need to?
I just got here, so you can't.
I mean, I think you hit it on, man. This time next week, you're gonna have a shit ton more to talk about because the first preseason game would have happened. So
see, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind cutting some of these shows a little bit short because we're gonna be doing this for hours, bro. We're gonna be doing this for hours this year, boys. Hours upon hours upon hours. Yeah,
I just want to shout this out. Next week, next Thursday, is the first preseason game.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember when it starts, but C3 Legion will do a space along.
Yes, we will.
We'll run a
Sir.
space while the game's on, and you're welcome to come in and have a chat with us about it.
Yes, sir. And then
Or listen to us, whichever.
And
you
then we will probably do a show afterwards. Even if it's for like 30, 40 minutes, just do a quick show.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Just talk Panther ball. But absolutely, man.
So you guys are fully covered. So you're fully covered because.
But we are fully covered.
Pickle said they're gonna do along with the game. Cody
Yep.
said
Yeah.
they're
And
gonna
they
go
got the
after
post
the game.
game.
The 704 Charlotte Bound Show is doing the pregame.
Doing that pregame. Let's go.
What more can you need, Panthers fans? For
You're
God's
completely
sakes?
covered the whole night, man.
Good.
You're completely covered.
Hey, man, y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all go and check out my homie Twan at the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. One of the things that we say over here, man, the rising tide lifts all boats. The rising tide lifts all boats, and that tide is indeed a rising, baby. You already know it, man. And y'all
man.
check out Black Hat Panther Podcast. Papa's on here earlier, man. They're doing great work. And yeah, man, and at some point this season, Embrace Debate will be coming back with myself. And I feel like we're going to be getting some other people to kind of filter in on that show as well. So, bro, keep it tuned to the C3 Panthers Podcast, covered year-round when it comes to this Panther content. Oh, my brother, give me your final thoughts for the show tonight, man.
I say it every week. It feels like, Cody, we are one step closer to some action. I'm ready to see people getting hit. I'm ready to see some consequences. I'm ready to see some plays, and I'm ready to see some damn progress. I appreciate all four of y'all. I've got to work with y'all for a while now, Twine, even before this shit, so you already know what's up, man.
Absolutely.
I love all of y'all. Appreciate you, man. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you next week.
Absolutely, brother. Keep pounding. Next up, like I said, y'all check out my homie Twan of the 704 Charlotte Bound Show. Twan, I appreciate you, man. Every Friday, man, adding great content, man. Absolutely. Hey, are you doing so before the games this season, you still doing the pre-show?
I'm still doing pre-show.
I'm a roll through. You know it. You know I'm a roll through.
704 Charlotte Bound Show. Guys, please give us a subscribe. I think we're a great show. I think we have great content.
Absolutely.
But you got to come over and judge for yourself, man. I love to have you guys over there. I got number love for the C3 family. I've been rocking with y'all for years. For years, bro. It ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? I told people all the time, I feel like I owe Cody everything, man. That dude was there for me when the shit went left, and we all made it right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's it. Perseverance, baby. That takes you everywhere.
You got to get it done. Hey, look, man, I still got to call Cody up, man, because we got to get into the college shit. We ain't gonna leave that out.
Yeah, and Kevin's been bad. Kevin's been badgering me about the college show too. We're gonna get that.
Yeah, and I think Kev said he wanted to. Yeah, so I mean, we ain't.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But definitely.
Let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. I'll get with Cody, see what he wants.
I'm definitely in on that action.
Yeah, bro. Football content year round, man. We're doing this with college, pros, all that good shit.
Hopefully, everybody can be on camera repping they school. That shit is gonna be fucking dope if we do that, bro.
Yeah, dude, that'd be crazy. Yeah, man.
But we're gonna have to get Pickle. We're gonna have to get Kid Pickle to put that Tennessee hoodie on so we can see it.
Why me and Pickles going to war week 2 in Charlotte? That'll be real interesting.
Yeah, bro. Hey, but look, man,
y'all better take it easy on us.
Oh snap! I bet it hits a tap.
Yeah, it's gonna be war for the first couple plays, and then after that,
Tennessee.
after that.
Hold on, Pickle. Wait. I wanted to tell this to Pickle. So apparently, there's rumors that Joe Milton is looking better in Patriots training camp than Drake May.
I've been shoving
that. Ain't no rumor, homie.
I've been shoving that down people's throat. Hey,
Pickle, tell me what I said on Spaces.
Yeah, we was on Spaces the other day, and I
had a renaissance last
and
night.
Twan didn't realize who Joe Milton was, so he realized we took him in the 6th, and he started Googling him like you do, and he watched a few clips and he watched a few plays, and he's like, what do you mean this guy was there in the sixth and we just let him have it?
Yeah, bro. Bro, that Joe,
flick of the wrist. He throwing
Joe Milton. He
50
even
yards
put,
with a flick of the wrist.
Bro, Joe Milton put up points on my Clemson Tigers too, bro. He's legit. He's legit, man. He's legit. But yeah, man, y'all check out Twan 704 Charlotte Bound Show.
Appreciate it.
You know, we appreciate you, brother. Panther Pickle, give me your final words for the free for all, brother.
Y'all, football's here. We all love it. As you go out amongst your daily grind and you look for content to watch, and you know we'll always be here. You know 704 there. If you find if you see on one of your little YouTube things, you know how YouTube suggests those to you to go to this other show, try it out and judge it for yourself. Don't let anybody, be it me or anybody else, tell you not to go to a podcast because for whatever reason. That's lame. Try it out for yourself and let you be the judge.
Yes,
because I may have a side view of something, and Juan may have a side view of something. It's hard to say, but you be the judge of what you like.
Yeah, and you know, I'll even add on to that, Pickle. Not every show is for everybody.
Oh,
so if you do go to a show, and for whatever reason you don't enjoy that content, you don't have to put them down. You don't have to go into someone else's chat room and say this person sucks and yada yada. If you don't enjoy that content, don't consume it. But I mean, putting people down who are just trying to continue to build and grow their community and their channel, that's not what we're about, man. So show everybody some love, damn it. Ain't that hard. But Pickle, you know we appreciate you. It wouldn't be a free for all without you,
damn self.
Yeah, man. Hey, last but not least, my man, the brand ambassador. We call him D's Ill Skills. That's my brother. We had a great time. Back together Saturday, man. We sat together. We were watching the whole thing. And, bro, it was an incredible time. Happy to be there with you, brother. Give me your final thoughts for the Friday free-for-all, man.
Bro, let me tell you, first of all, hanging out with C3 and watching Panthers football is some cool stuff. Panther Pickle will tell you. He'll be the first one to attest to it. It's a fan community. And that's exactly what this podcast is, a fan community. If you're a fan of the Carolina Panthers and you like Carolina Panthers content and you want to talk about the Carolina Panthers, C3 is what you're looking for. Because I'm telling you right now, hanging out with these guys in person and watching football is a grand place to be. You were just talking about ball. We're having a good time. Everybody's super happy. It's a good energy to be a part of. And that's why you should join C3. Go ahead and hit, smash, stomp, jump on that subscribe button right now. That's what we need. We got to get to 6K so the C3 community can continue to grow. And, of course, you can be a part of that C3 Legion. Me and Panther Pickle every Monday and Thursday. Cole's there as well at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join and be a part of that conversation just like you can right here on the Friday Free-For-All. Or you could on Tuesday nights just by calling in on the cat calls. And shout out to Greg, the Bat Daddy, the Stat Daddy, with a brand new badass intro and more to come.
Yes, sir.
C3 Panthers Podcast. Badass intro, the cat call number 252-228-5098. There's no other podcast out there that has so many ways for you to join and be a part of. And not only is it a couple nights a week, it's almost every night of the week, whether with the C3 Panthers Podcast or the C3 Legion. We even have a YouTube page now. You can check us out there. We're putting out videos over the weekend. More content if you're concerned for you to consume about these Carolina Panthers. Now, with that, these Carolina Panthers moving into this 2024 season, a lot of us here are concerned. There's a lot of questions still left on this team. Even Dave Canales, our head coach, he said himself that the depth isn't where it needs to be. So we need to see an uber healthy season for this Carolina Panthers team. But unfortunately, Cody, we're already struggling there. DJ Wanham, complications from his quadricep surgery.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton with an injury just a couple days ago. It's putting questions within this team on how we're going to be able to perform and where we're going to be. Shaq Thompson's got a lot of rest. Taylor Moton's got a lot of rest. It seems like almost Dave Canales is scared of this team getting down there and competing and overworking themselves. Maybe the competition is a little more fierce than we think it is. Maybe these guys are pushing hard each and every day in practice. And Dave has already noticed that, hey, this contact is too much. Shaq won't make it this season. Taylor needs a rest already because these guys are pushing. Iron sharpens iron is what we're preaching for these Carolina Panthers moving forward. Now, we may not be the best team in the NFL, but damn it, we might be able to win this NFC South. We'll combine together. We'll work hard. Iron sharpens iron. And we put a spear through these components of the NFC South. And we find a way to make it to the top. It could happen. But I wouldn't put my hopes on it this year. I'd give it a little more time for first-year head coach Dave Canales and first-year GM Dan Morgan. But either way, I want you guys to get that content right here from the C3 Panthers Podcast. It's the longest-running Panthers podcast on the internet, and we wouldn't be anything without you. And we hope to see you next time right here at 7 p.m. on the Friday Free-For-All. Keep pounding, C3.
Keep pounding. C3, we out.